Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Yes, and back by popular demand, we are once again live. Slick and thick, live. Your boy Gerard Michaels here. And to my right, at 6'3", 200 pounds, and every one of them is a problem, the CEO of the RNC, the master of punks, the tamer of sages, the king of the ring himself, the one, the only, Mickey Gall.
Yo, what the fuck's up, bro?
How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing all right.
Big news in the UFC world.
First, Jorge, we live? Everything's a go? You could do double swear?
That was
Cross your heart, hope to die?
2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
All right, let's go. Now we can get into
You know
the
what
show.
else is a go?
What?
Chandler McGregor.
Chandler McGregor.
The Mac. It's the
Yeah.
return of the Mac. You excited? You excited for him? I think
Yeah, that's a banger fight.
solid
That's a banger
move
fight.
beyond the fight, having him coach tough. The
Facts.
world loves
Oh, yeah,
McGregor.
you get to squeeze all that,
Oh,
you know what I mean? Get all that shit out of him.
Get all that McGregor juice. Get
Yeah, all that
good
material.
Juice. Yeah. I
The
love it.
material.
The
Yeah.
material, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see he almost got killed while he was on his bike?
Yeah,
Things just happen. Things
Yeah.
just happen when you put a camera on Mac.
yeah.
Who you got? Chandler or Mac? Which one?
Chandler.
Chandler.
Yeah.
Tough comeback fight for McGregor. You think that wouldn't they want to like give him somebody that's
Like who?
that's true. The UFC's tough, huh? Tough
Yeah,
division.
bro. It's not. Yeah. I mean, it's scripted, and also,
It is scripted.
It's all scripted.
It's all scripted. So
scripted.
like the NFL, it's
right.
scripted.
Arian Foster let the cat out the bag, bro.
So
It's all
yeah.
scripted.
So for people that don't know, Arian Foster came out and finally admitted that the NFL is scripted and that they got a script.
Yeah. What do
for
you
it.
think?
I think I got to tell you,
Everyone's been seeing the memes. Like we've all been seeing these memes.
I had
it's all
my
over the place.
suspicions. I had my suspicions.
Yeah.
But it's good to have somebody finally admit that it's scripted.
Right.
I feel really bad for Ray Rice. Rutgers guy.
Fuck.
Can you
Ray
imagine?
Rice. They did Ray Rice dirty,
Can you imagine
bro.
when Ray Rice got his script?
Fuck.
Ugh,
So I have to do this.
that's a tough one. It's for
I
the
gotta
good.
beat my chick up in an elevator,
It's
knock
for
her
the
unconscious,
good-
drag her out by her hair.
It's for the good of the Shield, Ray.
The fuck.
It's for the good of the Shield.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the UFC, as it turns out, and now you're going on the record here, Mickey Gall, damn near 10-year UFC veteran.
Right.
You are on record as saying so. The UFC is in fact scripted.
100%.
100% scripted.
So scripted, bro.
I think me and a lot of the civilian normie regulars have suspected this for a very
Yeah.
long time. Some people's kayfabe's a little better than others.
Right.
But when Ben Askren, come on, this guy's unbeatable for years, and then all of a sudden, just takes a knee to the face, and that's that. I mean, it was clear that they wanted to push Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah.
But Jorge deserved his push. I mean, so we there was chinks in the armor. We understand. But as a guy who's gotten the scripts, what do you feel like when you get the script for your fight?
You really put me on the spot here, bro.
Yeah.
I wish I had thought all of this through.
Yeah. So when you got the script for the CM Punk fight, you must have been really pumped.
Yeah, I figured out. Yeah, no, I was shocked. I couldn't believe I was actually supposed to win.
Wow. And in such a convincing manner. You would have
Yeah.
thought that they might want to create a little story, a little drama, maybe a little comeback, build up Phil, but no, it was the writers were just like, no, this is going to be devastation.
Bro, I can't even do this anymore. I can't even do this anymore.
do you think
I
Jose
I
Aldo-
can't even pretend.
When Jose Aldo got
I
his
can't
script,
even pretend.
and they said,
I actually tried. I tried
Conor
to go with
McGregor
it. I
is
tried
gonna
to
knock
yes
you out
end.
in
I tried to
13
yes end and be a fucking your improv partner.
yeah.
But it actually is burning my integrity. It's hurting my integrity. What the fuck was Arian Foster talking about?
No, he's joking.
I
He's
know
very
he's
clearly
joking. I know he's joking. I know.
Can you
but
imagine?
Yo,
Can
people
you
are taking
imagine?
that shit mad
Yo,
serious though.
How stupid
People
are
are so fucking dumb.
George Carlin has a statement that rings so much more true. Imagine George Carlin in the
Right.
social media age. He says, think of the most average intellect you know, and then understand
Mm-hmm.
that half of the population is dumber than them. So the fact that so many people But it was great how many NFL guys like had fun with it. Kurt Warner was like, when I got the
I know. It was funny.
when I got the script that I had to throw a 99-yard interception return in the Super Bowl, I was a little upset, but I understand it's for the show must go on.
Yeah, all the guys who get hurt are
Yeah.
like yeah,
It's a tough one.
Yeah, shit, my hammy goes in week 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can you imagine
Robert Griffin III? He's like, shit. Like when I saw that, you're all using the memes and shit. Like, fuck.
Yeah, when they wrote my character off
wheel.
for the Redskins, I was really upset.
Yeah.
But hey, the show must go on. What do you think when Jose Aldo got his script and they were like, "It's 13 seconds, buddy"? I know you at this point you've been one of the greatest champions of all time, but everything's gonna change in one level.
Jose Aldo, he's one of those guys who I think is up there on GOAT Mountain as well.
I think he's been disrespected.
People forgot, man. People forgot. They sleep on him.
Well, you just saw what happened with Fedor, and it's a very strange thing with all athletes. Like the ending is kind of important because that's the way so many in a generation remember you. There's an entire generation of people that have just watched Fedor get the absolute shit kicked out of them. And unless they're adept enough to go back and look at early Fedor, where he was, for my mind, the best fighter on.
He's on GOAT Mountain for sure.
Yeah, he's the best. I don't think has there ever been a better heavyweight. You'd think. I mean,
it's hard to say. I put Cain Velasquez up there.
Yeah,
I say Cain Velasquez. Yeah, I think Cain Velasquez might be my heavyweight GOAT, but Fedor would probably be number 2. And what Fedor did. He was 33-0 or some shit, and then he I think he lost to he dropped Bigfoot Silva, I think, and got caught in a triangle. I could be wrong. I know he had Dan Henderson rocked, and then Hendo caught him with a short uppercut and put him out, and I think he dropped a few
what
straight.
What a tough bastard Dan Henderson.
Hendo's a bad man, yo. I love Hendo. Yeah.
Fedor had one loss that was kind of bullshit. It was a cut from the glove, then went on a 27-fight win streak. He then lost by triangle to Fabricio Verdum.
Oh, Verdum.
Was a monster.
Did he lose to Bigfoot Silva?
And then to Bigfoot Silva, and then to Henderson. That was his big skid.
Right, but he was he bounced back 33-1 or some shit then at some point?
Essentially. He had a 27-fight win streak.
Which is even more impressive that he bounced back from that. You see so many guys, they have their run. I mean, Roy Jones Jr., you have your run. Then you catch your 1 or 2 losses, and then it's kind of well, this guy's on the other side of it. You know what I'm saying?
So, I was telling Chad about pride. A lot of my cousin Chad, a lot of
pride fighting or pride in the emotion.
Pride fighting.
Okay.
Because that's where Fedor really made his name.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A lot of these guys, these OGs, people don't even know about Pride.
Pride was badass.
They're what's Pride? Pride preceded the UFC. That was in Japan. It had and you know what else? I didn't get to give Chad enough props when I told him half my haircut story the other time from the episode that got damned. But
the episode that people will never know how great that episode was.
We have a question about that from the live chat.
Yep.
Yeah.
What would it take for you guys to just do a dub over of the audio of the video only version of that podcast?
Do you know how close I was to asking you to do that? Do you have any idea
how the fuck would we do
close I was?
that? We got to hire a lip reading expert?
No, me and you would just have to sit there and do our own
Yeah,
VO.
not enough money. Not enough money. Not
Have you ever done anything VO? Have you ever done any voiceover stuff?
No, never.
It's the worst shit on earth, especially when you have to try to match.
Right.
I've been in a couple small independent films and the sound goes off or they didn't get the right angle, so then they're using a match shot to cover, and then they want you to kind of try to match the whatever you said in that moment again because they didn't have the audio, and you're trying to do it, and you sound like it's you doing you, and somehow you don't sound like you. You're and I did this over there. Yes.
Yeah. I've had to do a lot of those interviews where they that they're gonna play on the jumbotron on the big screen before the fights.
Little hype ups.
Exactly. So, but it's so weird because it's like a Tuesday or Wednesday, and you're tonight I'm gonna beat Sage Northcutt's ass, right? You have to pretend you're doing it right before.
Yeah.
And then they're because you'll be like Saturday night I'm gonna kick his ass, and they're tonight. You have to say tonight because that's you know what I mean. So it's yeah.
You're I'm a fighter. They're no, okay, but what's my motivation here?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're really angry at this guy. You're really upset. You're gonna kill this guy.
Yeah.
You ever seen the Key and Peele sketch on that?
Yes.
That's maybe
really
my
funny.
favorite Key and Peele.
I like the names. Yo, actually, that reminds me. Fuck, I wish I sent this. I know I sent it to you. But they made a all like an all-star league of college football names. Remember I sent that to you?
Yes.
And they got someone like if you guys could look that up, it's fucking hilarious. That's one of my favorite.
It's pretty
Key
funny.
and Peele.
Yeah, the three pumps. The three pumps was another great one. The Key and Peele one.
I don't know that one.
Where they're talking about whether or not he's going to get the flag for excessive celebration. He does 2 pumps. Is he going to 3 pumps? 3 pumps.
Yeah, 3 pumps the flag.
Yeah.
I like the one where he's Obama and he's going in and like all the white people, he shakes their hand like very like, hello sir, and then he's like, you know this, what's up my brother? To all the black guys. It's so funny.
That one hits me to my soul because I played for the Newark Bears when Cory Booker was the mayor of Newark, now senator from New Jersey, Cory Booker, and he came into the locker room and did that.
Yeah.
He came into the locker room
like, Whitey,
Yes.
Whitey,
He was like, hey,
what's up, my brother?
Hey, it's great to have you in our city, man. You're representing the city. What's up, my dude? What's happening? But the problem with it was is that he thought the Dominican guys were black guys. So he's doing that, and then like Alberto Castillo.
Hola?
Yeah, Alberto Castillo was like
Hola, Holmes.
a 20-year big leaguer. And like one of the most racist human beings on planet Earth. Too.
Who was?
Alberto Castillo. He's like a backup catcher. Shots fired. And you know, he would say unbelievably racist things.
Huh.
And it was a different time. I don't know. Who knows? But and so Cory Booker does that.
Hey, can I say something?
What's up, bro?
Racism, never okay.
Never okay.
Never okay.
Mickey Gall. You heard it here first, guys. The UFC is rigged and racism is bad. Mickey Gall. The UFC is scripted and racism.
Hey, I already
is
said that was
never
bothering
okay.
my integrity. Even just making that fucking joke.
Yeah, that's not what
I don't know how Arian Foster
That's
like.
not what
yo,
the internet's gonna say, buddy.
I respect his trolldom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And especially when people came after him and was like, so what happened when you fell off a cliff in 2008? Was that in the script? He goes, why do you think I'm outing them? I hated that writing. They wouldn't listen to me. Like, his commitment to the bit was amazing.
Yeah, it's
He's
hilarious.
a smart dude. He
are you talking about what he did with his draft?
yeah.
He
And
like,
then
took stock in himself.
yes.
Right?
Very
Or
interesting.
sold stock.
Well,
in himself.
he tried to start a stock market for athletes where people could buy stock, but it was real and it was tangible. So like if you got a crazy amount of, so basically it was kind of a precursor to NIL a little bit. He wasn't really able to get off the ground, but it was really smart. So, you're a college kid. I could give you $100,000 for 20% of your future earnings, right? And you go out and you ball out and you get $100 million from Campbell's or something like that. That's $20 million for me.
Yeah.
And that college kid needs that $100,000. So it was a really smart idea he came up with.
How'd he end up breaking at the end? Did he break even? Did he break? Was it a good move for him?
No,
or
I
was it-
don't think that they ever actually were able to like get it
You sure?
to the point where you could do it. Yeah, you can never buy stock in an athlete yet. There's still a little bit of a stigma with like, buying human beings. People still are a little, kind of,
Yeah.
even buying pieces of them and hoping they do really well. Still a little bit iffy. Still iffy. Still iffy to have a whole bunch of,
Yeah, no bueno.
Still iffy for a whole bunch of white guys to buy timeshares in a black running back.
Yeah, no,
we're not
no
we're not
good.
there yet as a
Yeah.
society. There's,
Yeah,
yeah. Even though you really want this guy to be successful,
yeah.
but who knows? But then there's other sides of that. Like imagine if you could you short a stock and then go out and like make sure the guy was out drinking until 5 o'clock in the morning so he has a bad day.
Didn't LT used to like send hookers to his
Yes.
his opponents like hotels?
I love that.
Yeah.
Where I don't see this Generation Z doing stuff like that. One, I don't see them they've been coddled too much. They've been coached too much. I don't see them having the creativity to do that to
Right.
their opponents. I also don't see them as thinking that is like either fair play. I don't see them as a very competitive generation.
Right.
I see them, so much of the memes I saw from The Last Dance with Jordan and everything he was saying, I respected everything he was saying to the core of my being. I'm like, hell yeah, do it. And then so many people were like, winners and losers, binary, this is blah, blah, blah. And then they tie it into like, this is the capitalistic mental and stuff like that. And I'm like, you just sound like a fucking loser to me.
Yeah.
If you can't hang, can't hang. Now, how great would it be if LT sent hookers to your room, you smashed them out all night and still balled? That's true G shit right
Ball them and then ball in the game.
there. Ball them. Balling out. Well, now
Just
back in the
balling.
day, they thought women weaken legs, and now there's actually a bunch of studies that turn out it's the opposite. It raises your testosterone, which increases performance. But you
Right.
can't be up all night doing,
Yeah, losing your sleep's gonna
Can't be losing
no,
the sleep.
no bueno.
Yeah, it's not really the women so much as the booze and the blow, probably, I would imagine.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
the
It's what comes along with it.
yeah.
The late nights out chasing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's no good.
Yeah, I don't
Apparently, by the way, works for women too. A big subscriber to that theory is Ronda Rousey, who says she tries to have as much sex as she can before every single fight.
hey.
Yeah, for women, that's supposed to raise your testosterone. Is like getting it. Yeah.
What do you think the Olympic Village is? A zoo?
Yeah. The Olympic villages, they're just out there fucking.
Absolutely. If jiu-jitsu, they're talking about maybe making jiu-jitsu an Olympic sport. If jiu-jitsu becomes an Olympic sport, would you try to compete in the Olympics?
If jiu-jitsu is an Olympic sport,
Yeah,
they should make jiu-jitsu an Olympic sport.
they should.
Sure. Yeah, MMA too. Both of those should be an Olympic sport.
How
for
do you
sure.
do MMA in an Olympic sport, though?
What do you mean?
How are you going to do MMA? How are you going to do 5 matches in 3 days? Grand Prix style?
I think you have to pick like maybe 5 weight classes, and have like how sick would that be? Have from each country like 5 weight classes represented.
Yeah.
You got to think like USA, Brazil, Russia. Who else would be tight teams?
Well, you got to qualify. It would be qualifiers. I would imagine for MMA there would be like those.
Who knows? You do 3-minute rounds. You
So,
know
like
what I
boxing.
mean?
So you're doing it like boxing?
I guess so.
Have you seen Olympic boxing?
I have. It's not the best.
Very boring. It's
yeah,
tag.
it's like
They're
it's
playing
tag.
tag.
It's like it's
Yeah.
point fighting. It's
Yeah.
touching.
It's
Yeah.
kind of fencing with gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, MMA. I
It would
imagine.
basically be like a takedown. If you get a takedown, you're gonna win.
Yeah, kind
That's
of.
like what amateur MMA is like a lot too.
Ippon.
You know? Yeah.
They would probably well, it's an amateur thing, so you would have to do it amateur MMA rules, headgear and leg guards.
You don't wear headgear in MMA.
In amateur MMA,
Yeah, fuck no. Imagine a guillotine and a headgear.
true.
Or,
So,
or
but you
just
do
getting that
have
shit over your eyes.
you do have the
You
leg
wear
guards,
you wear
though.
shin guards.
Shin guards, yeah.
You wear shin in most, but like different states have different rules. Like Jersey, you have to wear like you wear shin guards. You could then do at a certain point you could do advanced where you take the shin guards off and can like you can't ground and pound in Jersey and PA.
You can to the body though, right?
You can punch the body,
Yeah.
but like then it's almost like wrestling because that doesn't get a reaction enough. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But in like Ohio, I remember when I was always trying to fight amateur in Ohio because you have no shin guards and you can ground and pound.
Really?
So it was like almost like pro rules, but then it's 3-minute rounds.
4-ounce gloves also.
In Pennsylvania, it's 2 minutes. Yeah, maybe like 6-ounce gloves. I don't know.
Pennsylvania's 2 minutes. You say?
Yeah, you're about to make a fucking run at
I
a
like that. I like
amateur
that.
in the Pennsylvania circuit.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's much.
Can you make heavyweight now?
Yeah, for sure.
What are you at?
Yeah, I just have to go 15 pounds. No problem. 20 pounds maybe. After that roast beef sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, take a couple dumps, clean out, you'll be all right.
Yeah, for sure. An amateur fight? I don't know. I'll tell you what. If we get to 10,000 subs, I'll do an amateur fight. How about that? If the people want to see it, if we get to 10,000 subs, I'll go out there and do it. I'll do an Ammy. Yeah.
All right.
Why not?
All right, word.
Why not?
I can set that up very quickly.
I know. I'd rather do a pro. I'd like to get my ass kicked for money.
You can make money in amateurs to sell a bunch of tickets.
So if we get to 10,000 subs.
Yeah, y'all better come check G out.
Well, that's what I was texting you, man. I felt so bad for Fader, bro. I love Fader, like, growing up watching this guy, and I was like, I felt bad for, like, a second. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I've got my ass kicked for a lot less. A lot less.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been stabbed
But like you were
for
saying
less.
before, it's a lot of that's the way it kind of goes in this sport. It's not as graceful as a finish.
No,
You know what I mean? It's like a
rarely.
young lion's gonna come up and
Yeah.
But our whole like paradigm has to shift, almost like the way we like people look at fighters. Like it's different. It's different than the other sports. All sports should be, I think held in high regard. We got a bunch of fat motherfuckers sitting on the couch eating Cheetos, talking shit about these pro athletes who are putting their fucking like everything on the line.
Yeah.
You know what?
Mhm.
But like I think I don't know. I don't know with our culture if that shift will ever really come.
I think the shift already
It's just-
happened and it went in the wrong direction. I mean, guys like Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless are remarkably wealthy.
Yeah,
for
when
literally
Stephen A.
doing-
Smith was disrespecting Cowboy like that, and like he quit, motherfucker. You have a fight.
literally, they've done nothing. They only talk about
Right.
the things other people have done,
Sure.
and it's made them massively wealthy. And that's our kind of internet culture. I wrote something yesterday on Twitter, that I ended up deleting and then reposting because I started getting just crazies in my DMs. But I said, I think Twitter is going to eventually lead to a genocide. And I do believe this because it engenders nothing but conflict and no conflict resolution. And that's not the way that we're built as a species.
Right.
We're built as a species for conflict and conflict resolution and growth from that conflict.
Right.
When we're constantly...
No one's getting smashed in the face and then
there's
have
no
to have a little
resolution.
self-reflection.
So I think what's going to end up happening is that conflict doesn't just disappear into the ether. I think it bottles up. You're going to get a mass shooter out of this thing. You're going to get a genocide out of this thing. There's going to be, somebody's going to walk in somewhere and be like, I'm taking care of this once and for all. And that's kind of what's going to end up happening, I think. And that's, I think the media at large really is playing a very, very, very dangerous game by they make so much money being antagonistic. And
right, making everything very polarizing.
Yeah.
This side versus that side.
Yes.
It's like that thing with all the ants in the jar. It's also, you know what I mean, shaking the jar. Then they start, who's shaking the jar?
No,
the media is
100%.
shaking the jar.
Yeah.
It's also like the people up on the castle looking down, where it's like, look, as long as we get the pitchfork people arguing with the people holding the flames, like then we're good.
Yeah. I just had that thing on Fox News, and in my DMs right after, it was like two people, very few, but it was like two people that were like,
That shit was tight.
thanks,
That was
man.
cool.
But two people were like, ew, you're why would you go on Fox News? And I'm sitting here like, it's not like CNN's breaking down my door.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'd go on anywhere.
So wait, Fox News is like
that's the right wing.
the right wing, and then CNN's the left wing.
Literally
So it's
everything
none of
else
it's
is
not-
left wing.
So where's
Everything.
down the middle news?
There's no money in the center. The biggest problem in America is
Where's the
that
fucking real shit?
there's no money in it. So 80% of the people agree with each other in this country. So when you hear people say stupid shit, this country's never been so divided. One, we had a literal civil war. That's number one.
Facts.
Literally killed each other before. So
It's
the
like
country,
150 years ago.
the country has been more
It
divided.
was like 150 years ago.
Yeah, 100
Crazy.
Yeah,
160.
yeah, 160.
Fucking wild.
Two generations.
2 generations.
Yeah. So yeah, country's been more divided.
2 80-year-olds.
Yeah. Politics have never been worse. People were literal slaves in this country.
Yeah.
Things have been a lot worse. Actually, it's the opposite. Things have almost never been better, quantifiably. This is as good as it's ever been. And
that creates problems.
we're finding the problems because we're finding that the conflict is profitable. But we have a system where 10% on the left are crazy and 10% on the right are greedy, and the 80% in the middle just want to live their life and be left alone. But who gets the attention? The 10% that are crazy and the 10% that are greedy. Because if you asked everybody in this entire building, how much time have they ever donated to a political campaign? How many people in here have donated time or money to a political campaign? Have you?
No.
Have you? Jorge, you've donated time and money to a political campaign?
Yeah, I stupidly donated to Yang when he first came on for president.
Okay.
Who?
Andrew Yang, the Forward Party now.
I gave money to the legalization of cannabis in Israel a couple of years ago. I got a bumper sticker for it.
Oh, wow. A whole bumper sticker.
Sick.
Do you have a car, Omri?
Not anymore. Sold
Okay.
it.
So, again,
He wears it though on his jacket.
So why do we get an AOC and why do we get a Lauren Boebert? And why don't people understand that these are exactly the same people? Because the crazies donate their time. Normal people aren't going out on a Saturday, hanging out at a fucking post office, hanging out political literature. That's what lunatics do. And most people can't afford eggs, let alone to give $10,000 to a political party. And if you give $10,000 to a political party, you're probably doing it because you expect a little shkadol back, right?
Right.
So you got the crazies and you got the greedy. And those are the only two people that any politician cares about because that's the only two people a politician can use.
So is the main issue with this, is it the money in politics? Like why if there's ever to make a rule, why wouldn't there be a rule that shit's got to be
who's
kept
enforcing the
real?
rule?
Well, people who are getting their pockets laced.
Who? So that's the thing. The people got to hold politicians accountable. The politicians gave themselves a raise, my brother. When We got shut down. Our government was shut down.
So I'm
for
saying,
years.
if we took money out of it,
How?
if we made it illegal, no lobbying.
But what is illegal? Who do cops listen to you or do they listen to their bosses? So who enforces this?
I don't know, the fucking president. That's what a president, you know, you can get behind and vote for.
You think the president doesn't want money in politics?
No, I'm sure he does, but like it has to be someone like who's like above that. You know what I mean? To make an actual like change.
The unfortunate truth is that the only way that we make a change is that we either cripple these people financially. That's where we talked about the debt strike. And in doing so, kind of cripple ourselves. Like, we got to be willing to burn it to the ground just to stop them, unfortunately. Or the other side of it is, you know,
Armed revolution. Is
you
that
got
what
the
you're,
First
like-
Amendment. The First Amendment is the first for a reason. And then the Second Amendment second. There's no incentive for these guys not to do dirty dirtbag shit because they're making so much fucking money and they're so untouchable, bro. They break laws every fucking day and there's not a thing that happens to any of them. Why would they stop? Why would they stop? They're the new mafia, bro. Why would they stop? They're making so much money. There's so much money.
That's why
in
you need
war.
like a reluctant leader.
Yes.
Someone who doesn't want the job, doesn't want the shit, wants to
Yes.
just chill and be left alone and be a good person, but then he get assigned to it and actually fix all the shit up.
You're so
actually make everything right.
You're so
you know what I
right.
mean?
It should be a reluctant.
It shouldn't be anyone
It's
who
a
wants a
duty.
job. Anyone who wants a job, you're disqualified.
Agreed. Anybody
Anyone who
running,
wants power, sorry, you're out.
Now we're talking.
Someone needs to be picked to like you know what I mean, to then go in there and fucking actually do like the right thing. Someone who's like virtue and like honor has been proven and shown over time, you know?
Yep. Bill Belichick. This country would do great with Bill Belichick.
I think.
100%. Because at that level, it's not about what you know. It's about identifying talent and setting up talent for success. Another huge...
Right, delegating.
100%. Another huge problem with our system as it is the people who are the best at politics are the worst at governing. It's two completely different personality types.
Elaborate on that.
So a politician is a salesman. A salesman, a guy that can go out, look good in a suit, say the company lines, but he's not the guy that's actually like he'll sell you the life insurance policy.
Right.
But he's not the quantitative in the back actually doing the math, making sure the policy's solid and that you're solvent going forward. That's some, you know, that's some nerd, you know, back there that couldn't, you know, that wouldn't look you in the eye when he shook your hand and looks like a schlub. That's the real brains behind the operation. But that's why salesmen exist, so that guy's brilliance can be, you know, presented properly, right? So the salesman is the politician. I'm going to go out there and hope and change, and everything's going to be great. You think Bill Clinton was sitting there at night going over, you know, intel reports and breaking down and going through the budget line by line? No way, man. That guy's smoking cigars and hiding them places. You know what I mean? Like Bill's just, hey, I'm just here to get this shit going. You guys figured it out from here, you know? And that's all right. But you have to be able to delegate properly. So, you know, anybody that's a great CEO would be a CEO, a general. Like, these are the type of people that need to be in those positions of leadership because they're not doing the fucking job. It's their staff that's doing the job. They're not writing these bills. It's their staff that's writing these bills.
Right.
So and that's what's crazy when someone's running for president. They should have to run with the whole team. Tell me who your VP is. Tell me who your head of the state is. Tell me who are your department leaders. What is your cabinet? They should have to run as a group, so we can choose. Like, George Bush might have been a good guy, but as soon as Dick Cheney and Donald Rumsfeld on board, nope, out, next.
Yeah.
Nope. No. Let's save 1 million lives in Iraq. Let's nip this in the bud.
Now, you said that Clinton might be a Kennedy.
That's the conspiracy.
Where is
theory.
this conspiracy coming from?
Omri, why don't you pull up the conspiracy that this
I like me the
this
Kennedys.
deep
I like
conspiracy
the Kennedys.
that Bill Clinton might be the illegitimate son of one of the Kennedys. I forget which one. It can't be Joe. He'd be too young.
Joe Kennedy?
He'd be too young. Apparently,
So Joe Sr., right? And then JFK had an older brother, Joe, who was killed in war.
that's right.
Right?
He was the guy that they were really.
That's
grooming,
who was
right?
that's
yeah.
who's supposed to really like be the guy.
Mhm.
And then so I know JFK, he rigged his like election in college.
Did he really?
Yeah, he rigged his election.
Chicago politics.
And became like class president or something. And then he was a total fucking poonhound.
Oh yeah.
Kennedy, like they would call him Mattress Jack. That's
No, did they really?
Fuck yeah, because everyone has like recordings of him. Like they'd be following him, like the CIA and FBI, like Hoover had like so many like
Yeah.
of all these girls that he would like frequent.
Probably got Norma Jean killed.
I think him and Bobby was relatively straight laced and more like moralistic, very like like a
That's
little
what they
holier
say.
than thou.
Yeah.
But apparently he
That's
was
what Hoover says.
yeah, but apparently both of the Kennedy brothers were going after old Norma Jean, aka Marilyn Monroe.
Well, the story as it goes was Jack tried pushing her off on Bobby. Said enough's enough. My brother's a good guy. Why don't you? He'd enjoy the company. But she was out of pocket. She was calling the White House at night. Like landline.
For real?
Yeah, bitch, I live here. My wife lives here.
So wait,
You
you're
know-
saying Jack tried to push Marilyn Monroe onto Bobby?
Yeah, it was kind of like a forced thing.
Eskimo brother?
Oh yeah, Eskimo bros. So
Yeah.
the Eskimo bros.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you believe again the conspiracy theories, like she got an ultimatum from Bobby Kennedy and was like, "You're too crazy. This is over. You know this now.
Y'all too crazy.
There are lines being crossed with people you don't cross lines with." And she was like, "I'm going to the press." And this was at a time when everybody knew, like, personal life was off limits. Like, everybody knew what Mickey Mantle was doing, but they couldn't write about it. This was
For
a
real?
time. This was a time before tabloids. Yeah, kind of changed
Mickey
with
Mantle was a player too,
Ball.
huh?
Ball 4 changed everything. There was a book called
Ball 4?
Ball 4. I believe, is it Jim Bunning? He was a pitcher, and he was in
Is he snitching?
He snitched. Damn. He told everything about everybody. Damn. Whitey Ford, the whole nine.
What did Whitey do?
He was ostracized, man. He was one of the boys, and they were like, "How fucking dare you? Like,
Wait,
how
Whitey?
could you?"
Well, who was ostracized? Bunning?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He
but
told
what'd you
all
say
this,
about Whitey
he told,
Ford?
Oh, dude, they were like the Rat Pack, man. Whitey Ford and Mickey Mantle, and the second base Bobby
Maris
Richardson.
was according to the
Didn't-
movie
didn't-
61. Maris wasn't.
Didn't fit in with that group because he was like a family man.
Yeah.
Just wanted to go home to his wife and kids.
Yeah.
Drink his
The
milk.
The Mick was out there fucking slanging dick.
Slanging.
What was that? That thing where he wrote the note on the about. He's like, yeah, I pulled my hamstring, so I just had to get a blowjob.
Yeah, they asked for Old Timers Day.
Yeah.
They asked him to write what his greatest memory of the old stadium was when they were bringing in the new stadium, and he was like, yeah. So I had pulled my hamstring and I was bored as hell. So, I had this had this girl come down and give me
Under the bleachers.
Yeah, give me a blowy under the bleachers. And the PR guy's like, I can't say any of this.
Yeah, but they have that piece of paper.
They have the
They have
piece
the
of
actual
paper. They
paper.
have the piece. He's like, I don't know, make one up. I don't know. Say this is when I hit a home run in the World Series or something. I told you what it was. Say what it was.
Yeah.
And now probably on juice the Mick.
You think?
Oh, for sure, because they had a doctor that would give him a cocktail. Same doctor. Now this is where this thing comes full circle. Same doctor as Kennedy, apparently. And it was supposed to be this hangover cure, but really what it was like amphetamines and steroids. Feel better. I feel great.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah. That Dr. Feelgood, right?
Woo!
Like, hitting up Kennedy.
Yeah.
Hitler was like a full-on drug addict.
Oh,
just getting like
Pervitin, heroin, yeah. Omri, whenever you want to pull up anything that verifies what we're saying so it doesn't feel completely full of shit, you just feel free to go ahead and produce.
Yeah.
See, here's the problem with looking up Bill Clinton illegitimate child and Robert Kennedy is that they all have so many illegitimate children that it's impossible.
Oh,
to,
you talking about Bill Clinton's black son?
yeah.
Pull that guy up. Have you seen Bill Clinton's black son?
No,
Oh,
but I'd love to.
I don't think I need a 23andMe for this one.
For real?
Yeah, yeah. And it's sad in a way. It's really sad because he came out and he's like, I'm not trying to ruin this dude's career. I just want to meet my dad.
Yeah.
And then you look at the guy and you're like, this guy's full of shit. And then you look at this guy, you're like, Okay, well, if Bill ain't the dad, he's the uncle. That's a whole different. Whenever you want to pull it up, guys, there he is. Now they've got a side by side that you can look. Yeah, when they were younger, you got to pull up the one where it's Bill and him at the same age.
I'm not convinced in that picture.
Yeah, you got to see the one where they're the same age. Have you ever seen Trudeau and Castro?
I heard about this one, but no, I did not.
It's another
I've not
one.
seen a side by side.
But again, you got to do it at the same age. It changes everything. When you
Trudeau, he just made having handguns illegal in Canada.
Yeah, Canada's gone full China, bro.
Yeah,
Full China. Yeah. Yeah, you can't forget buying them, selling them. You can't have them. Okay. Yep. Sorry, Trudeau. Forgive us. Yeah, but I mean, all this stuff is like great, and it's great gossip. But at the end of the day, it's no funny. It's quite serious, isn't it? So,
isn't it?
You got Norma Jean. So basically, the way the story goes is she was going to go to the press.
Goodbye, Norma Jean.
Yeah, and they were like, we are in a Cold War, honey. And yeah, they probably suicided her, man.
Yeah, suicided her.
Yeah. Now, sad apparently. Old Joe D left.
Damage.
Old Joe D left flowers at her gravesite every week until he died, or had them delivered.
No shit.
Yeah, he was that was his like one true love, old Norma Jean.
Hey, you know who else hit old Norma Jean?
Huh?
My man Johnny Russo.
Johnny Russo.
Johnny Russo, bro. When he was like fucking 13 at most. He was like 10 years old.
Smash Norma Jean.
Dead ass. Clipped in a hotel. Went up there. He was like a hair cleaner.
Yeah.
Right? And he was drying her hair and shit. And then she fucking seduced him.
You ever seen Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
Johnny Russo's like Forrest Guinea. He's Forrest Ginzo.
Fuck yeah.
That guy's been everywhere.
I love
with
that
everyone.
guy. When are we getting him on?
We should get Johnny Russo. If you're listening to this, which I'm sure you
I think
are,
he's a Gas Digital subscriber.
why wouldn't you listen to Slick and Thick?
Johnny Russo played Carlo
You
in The Godfather.
have an open
And
invitation.
he's got one of the best fucking stories.
And I feel like you deserve to defend yourself.
He went to Pablo Escobar. He got kidnapped by Pablo Escobar because he killed one of his henchmen.
bare hands.
No, I think he shot him in the face.
Oh.
Shot him in the face at one of his nightclubs. This dude, I think, was swinging around like a bottle and shit. And he just, boom, put him down. And then Pablo Escobar kidnaps him and then made him recite The Godfather with him. I knew it was you, Carlos. Whatever. No, that was Fredo.
Yeah.
But, yeah, made him recite that.
Yeah.
Then he came back. Yeah, oh, wait, he claims he knows who killed Monroe? I know.
Johnny, we need you. We gotta have you on to.
This guy's a national fucking treasure.
Yeah, Johnny, and also they did you dirty in the offer, Johnny.
The offer did him so dirty.
Did you dirty?
They were like, let's have this guy. Typecast. He's a douchebag.
Yeah,
Those motherfuckers.
You got to come on, and I want to know. I want to know who the real Al Ruddy was. I want to know. I want to know who Al Ruddy really is, because Al
we
Ruddy.
got his contact, Johnny.
Because I'm one step away. I'll get in contact with Johnny.
All right.
What did we get as far as any of the other stuff we talked about there, Omri? Are we just moving on, or
I'm working on it.
do you remember
what were we saying?
Do you remember when we had that
talking about
visual
Johnny,
episode? Remember we had that visual episode, and we were like, "Hey, if you are on podcast listening to this audio, just bail and come back and watch the visual episode." This is the opposite. If you're watching this episode, just go ahead and queue up Spotify. This is going to be much better.
Yeah.
Auditorily. But yeah, so like that type of shit in the '60s, man. They that world building shit is still going on today, even though there's no Cold War. All those Cold War people made so much fucking money. And what they really came to realize, the military-industrial complex before Kennedy was Eisenhower. Who would know? He was a fucking general. He's like, nip this in the bud. They'll never let us stop having war. It's too profitable. And he's been right. And what's crazy now is like, we talk about like woke shit and about how like
That was why they murked Kennedy, because they wanted more war. And
yeah,
he wanted.
He wasn't willing to escalate as fast as they wanted globally.
Right.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He wasn't playing ball with them.
Wasn't going into Cuba. He wasn't going into. He was very slowly going into Southeast Asia, and they were like, "Nah, we need to take over the world." In their mind, they were like, "Why aren't we taking over the world? Like, we can take over the world. Why are we not doing it?"
Right.
Which is the same mentality that these people have today.
Hey, speaking of taking over the world, some of that fucking Chinese balloon, that
What's-
spy balloon that we finally
Spy
shot
balloon.
down. That we
man.
finally shot down.
What are your thoughts on that? I'm interested to know your thoughts on that Chinese balloon.
Why?
I want to know. I want to know what your thoughts are.
On the Chinese balloon?
Chinese balloon.
I mean, I don't really know. I think a foreign object over our fucking country, whatever.
The whole ass country.
Yeah, like I don't know. They're flying over Montana.
Mhm.
They're flying and then I don't know why we let it go for so long. It's
Yeah.
like, nah, shoot that shit down. Of course, it's not obvious, right? What are we doing?
Yeah.
What do we have to gain over that? Are they trying to look over stuff? Hey guys, just so you know, you got some. I don't think they're trying to help us out.
Big win for the flat earthers to be like, see, told you satellites don't exist. Told you.
Wait, what does that mean?
Well, because you can't put satellites up if there's a flat Earth. You can't get through the firmament. So, all those digital images that they're seeing are coming from these high altitude balloons.
How do we know it's a Chinese spy balloon or a surveillance balloon, whatever?
Because
the
the mainstream media told us it is. And if there's anything that I've learned over the last 3 years is whatever the mainstream media tells us.
I think that
is
circles
true.
back to what we were
It's
saying at the beginning
true.
of this motherfucker.
Yeah, man. Look, this idea that the entire Joint Chiefs of Staff that are willing to shoot first at everything, they don't want to shoot this balloon, is like, all right, well, they didn't know. What I want to know is how the hell it got all the way to Montana before we knew it was there. Like, have you ever seen the movie Red Dawn?
No, but couldn't they have come from the West Coast? Couldn't it have started that way?
So the movie Red Dawn is, the Cubans and the Russians take over America, and then they get these massive communist governments get beaten by 6 teenagers with a rifle. And awesome movie, Red Dawn. Incredible.
When was this made?
86. Powers Booth, Charlie Sheen, Swayze. Great movie. They did a remake, but I didn't watch it. Great, classic, red-blooded American patriotic movie.
Yeah.
Wolverines! 6 kids versus an army. Now, the craziest part of that movie is that it takes place in Colorado. So somehow the invasion started in Colorado.
Yeah.
Somehow. The dead middle of the country.
That might have been, in Man in the High Castle. I'm pretty sure that was where the drop zone happened. That's
Yeah,
where
they dropped it right
fucking
there.
Bombed us. Yeah.
So here we are thinking that's the dumbest part of the plot. For 30 years we said that as great a movie as Red Dawn is, the dumbest shit is that it happened in Middle America.
Not the 6 teenagers.
Not the 6 teenagers.
No.
6 teenagers.
Fucking Goonies taking over the
Yes.
fucking country.
Yes.
Yeah, so it sounds
They
like.
nailed it. Wolverines. Wolverines. Awesome movie. How have you not seen Red Dawn?
Because I wasn't born in '86.
Oh, you're so young.
I know, and that's stupid because I talk about plenty of movies that I wasn't born for, but
Red Dawn is one of
I
those.
missed it, bro.
Red Dawn is
Yo, I
one of
missed-
those movies that's so bad it's great.
I missed. I still haven't seen Top Gun, and so I haven't watched the new one either.
Why are you communist?
If
If you're a comedy, you got to tell me, bro. You
Yeah,
gotta-
I'll tell you.
Yeah, if you're a comedy, you got to tell me.
Yes, I'm a communist, and the UFC is scripted, and all the.
Yo, how about
fucking-
that Joe Rogan video you got's going super viral, man? Joe Rogan
Yeah.
called you a beautiful man. How's that make you feel?
Makes me feel beautiful. I thrive on compliments. I thrive on compliments and reinforcement.
Yeah.
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 It's everything to me. Actually, by the way,
External validation.
Compliment. Yeah. Could you over there, Omri? Can I have a compliment from you, please? I'm gonna listen.
Is there
Tune
a
in for
compliment from the comments for Mickey?
this. Is there a compliment for me?
Mickey, when I first saw you, I was blown away by how beautiful you were.
Thank you.
Genuinely.
Genuinely. Thank you.
Genuinely.
Gerard, how about you? What you got for me, bud? Let's not have it be redundant here. Start with something other than my beauty. Make me feel a little weird.
Something other than compliment Mickey. Something other than your beauty.
Okay, and pause.
Pause.
Compliment.
Pause is correct. Pause.
Pause. Compliment. Jorge, I'm gonna need one from you too. Okay.
Mickey, Crap Pot Whisperer is calling you a sexy ass boy. Yeah,
That makes me feel weird.
Sexy boy.
That didn't make me feel the way I
Not
hoped
your
it was gonna
boy
make me
toy.
feel.
Boy toy.
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many things that I can't say. Yeah. So
Well, thank you.
yeah, I gotta tell you, for sure, you're much in person. You're much bigger and smarter than I anticipated you being. Those are 2 true compliments.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like to break a mental sweat sometimes too.
Just a
you
bit,
know?
yeah. You get a little
Intellectual.
Yeah, very autodidact for sure.
Yes.
I will say on
very
that
fond of
episode
myself.
last week, Mickey, when you were dropping knowledge on like the Black Dahlia and all that stuff,
Yeah.
that was really impressive. I wasn't expecting that.
Gosh, thanks, dude. Thanks.
This is clearly the
guessing.
worst episode we've ever had. What's in the
This
comments?
is a Mickey episode now. Sorry, we're not talking about communism and
A Gerard episode. The world is ending, and these are the people ending it. A Mickey episode is positive affirmation. I give you a compliment. You give me one. Hey, speaking of, what did you think of that Russell Brand thing I sent you with the meditations and stuff like that?
with him and Wim Hof, like
Yeah. Because you're a little kind of into that Eastern stuff. You're into that Reiki stuff a little bit, yeah?
well, you know what Reiki is, right?
No.
I
all.
didn't think so. I don't know why I said right. Reiki, and this is weird. I thought Reiki was like totally bullshit because it's gonna seem like bullshit. But imagine you're like laying on like a table, like a massage table, but you're on your back, right? And someone just like kind of hovers their hands over you. I'll put it higher for the camera, but they just like hover their hands over you, and they're doing like some like energy thing,
Uh-huh.
right? And I was like, this is probably BS, but I was like, fuck it, whatever. It's they're not charging me. I'll check it out. And I can tell you, every time that's happened, I've like fallen asleep in like this nice, like good sleep zone, and like I bit like where it's almost it's been like cathartic in ways.
Really?
Yes,
Guy doing this or?
females.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There was a pause there. When the script,
No,
when,
there's
when,
not.
when
I
you
was
got
affirming.
when you got the script that it was a guy Reiki putting you to sleep naked on the table.
Right.
What'd you think?
Like, well, that didn't happen. That wasn't in the script. There's no scripts.
So
There's
they
no
just,
scripts.
They just rub their palms above you.
There's
and
no
you feel
scripts in the NFL for all the dumb motherfuckers out there that are confused by this. That's bullshit. It's a fucking gladiator game. All right? They're running and cracking heads. They're not practicing and doing ballerina movements at practice. They're in practice. They're not cracking heads, but they're preparing to go to fucking war.
You know, it's so,
don't fucking disrespect the shit.
It's so funny that people would think it was actually staged. Like, forget the fact that you're not an athlete. Forget the fact that you're not a competitor and you've never played sports and you don't.
So what do you think?
understand-
You play sports in Pee-wee and in high school,
Yeah.
and then and college, and then once it gets to the NFL,
Do you
you're
know
like,
how
okay, now we're just.
impossible it would be to get all 22 people on board for 60 plus plays.
No, it'd be fun if we had got someone in here who believed that, like an adult who believed that professional wrestling was real.
That would be fun.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Although, you know what? You know who's the real winner out of all this is Tim Donaghy, who really did rig the games. And he's like, no, everything's rigged. Not just
Yeah.
me. It's
Yeah,
all
he's like,
scripted.
Script.
It's all scripted.
Script. Let me out of jail.
Yeah. That guy's pissing me off. He's on like a PR tour where he's trying to like reclaim his image. And he's like, every ref did it. And I didn't really actually change the games. I just did what the NBA wanted. Timmy. Eat it, bro. You fucking cheated the game.
Yeah.
Stop it. I was one of the highest rated. Tim, stop it. You're an absolute fucking disgrace. You made it about you. You're a ref. You're a fucking flight attendant for sports. Not that
Yeah.
there's anything wrong with that. No,
Well,
not
unless
a
they're
single,
acting cunty.
not a single fucking person ever paid a ticket to be like, oh man, Tim Donaghy's fucking roughing tonight. You are an absolute disgrace.
Yeah.
All right. And the fact that you had any say whatsoever, there's people's livelihoods at play. Like maybe there was a dude who was fucking in the G League because you called a fucking foul, and that was and this guy fouled out of the game, and it was his job to guard fucking.
Yeah.
You know, like these things have real world consequences, and
Well,
anybody.
so does everything. And so even like in like baseball.
Mhm.
So there's like human error. An umpire can call a strike a ball.
all the time.
You know what I mean? A ref could stop a fight too early.
Yeah.
Case in point. But now they're taking that out of baseball. Have you seen that? Where you can challenge a call.
I have.
So I saw one
very
recently.
mixed feelings about it.
I know. I think so do I. And now this year with baseball, I think baseball's gonna become more fun this year.
Mm.
Now they got a pitch clock.
Yep.
So they got to pitch the ball in like 9 seconds or something. When the guy gets the ball, I think
20
something like
So,
that.
Yeah, it's a shot 20 something seconds. But
Are you sure?
as a batter that took a lot of fucking time in the box, I have very mixed feelings. I was both gloves.
Yeah, bitch. I don't want to watch you untie your cleats, tap your bat, fucking grab your junk.
Baseball's not a game that's about constant action though. The beauty of baseball,
I get it. It's a leisurely,
but it's a conversational game. What I love about baseball, and this is why it's such a great father-son game, and it's like a game you sit there and there's a debate. It's like I bet you they should throw a slider here. If I was them, I'd throw a slider. No way, you can't catch up to the fastball. I'm telling you, I go slider. Guy throws a fastball and it gets hit, and your dad takes a sip of beer like should have thrown a slider.
Yeah.
It's a conversation starter.
Yeah.
At least with the way the game used to be, but now everybody knows what's going on. And there's something to talk about in there. Is he going to steal? Is he going to do this? Is he not? You know,
the rule changes.
But I will tell you this: umpires do play favorites, and they do change the strike zone.
Did you ever see that clip with Michael Jordan, where the guy's like, he was like, ball is like out of bounds, and then Jordan's like, no, like someone else did. He's like, you sure, Michael? And he's like,
get out of here,
bro. Pull this up, Omri. And he's like, please. And he's like. He's like, I thought I saw it all go off the other guy, but I believe you, Michael. I believe you. Like he's like it's bro. It's like talk about simping. This ref was simping.
Playing
hard.
Against Michael Jordan.
That's got to come up quick. That's got to be right there, huh?
Can you imagine playing against Jordan, and that's not hard enough. Now the ref is simping for Jordan. On top
bro.
Of it. Well, it used to be called.
Well, he was on the Wizards at this point.
Oh, it was over.
So
it was the Michael Jordan.
Look at this.
Michael didn't like Tommy Nunez call.
Hit to the cow. Michael, I didn't see your hands on him, Michael. But I believe you. But I believe you. I only saw the one hand on him.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's almost as big as a simp as you, bro.
Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah. 3 seconds. Anything for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tough, huh? How's that carrot juice?
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Can you imagine,
like that shit?
like a ref in the UFC is like, come on, you can fight through it. And the fighter's just getting his head caved in and the guy refuses to stop it because he wants the guy to win.
Yeah.
Like, just stop it at any moment now. That'd be great. No, you still got this. Nope. I get paid the same. Just stop it. It's great. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Sure. There's that's a part of everything, man. That's a part of life. People could play favorites.
That's a tough one. I think Herb Dean was accused of that for a couple times, if I remember correctly.
What, letting it go too long?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would prefer that. I used to say in the locker room, so the refs would come in and be like, they would be like, you know, they'd talk to you like, hey, if you're rocked, you just got to show me that you're like okay or something, and shit like that. And fuck, my outlook, I would be like, hey man, like sometimes I might be like playing possum, just because
my eyes. Because my eyes look.
Just because I'm like, let me go. I'll let me make sure I better be out if you're gonna stop a fucking fight.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I put fucking 6 months of my life into this.
I want to, like, I'm trying to kill or die. Like, you know what I mean?
Do you think they should go to a standing 8 count?
No, fuck no.
No,
fuck no.
Just let it.
Are you crazy? That's one of the things that makes boxing more dangerous. Is you're getting into like a severe car accident, and then they're like, all right, get up, shake the cobwebs off. That's why the UFC's safer. You get fucking rocked, you get bing, 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 over. You know what I mean?
To that point, I just saw. Oh my God, this devastated me, man. This like ruined my whole night. I watched this documentary on Gerald.
Why is it always so negative, G?
It's to your point. This guy was a warrior, Gerald Dude, they called him like Mini Tyson, Omri, and this dude was a warrior. He was a fucking warrior. They still think he's one of the hardest punchers at his weight class ever, and he got rocked, and he started like blinking. And they kept the fight going, and then he just like collapses, and it turned out he had a fucking stroke in the ring, and he's still alive to this day. But like, I mean, he can't speak, he can't walk, like his quality of life is like insane.
Yeah,
and you know,
and this is why like, can they get a little respect?
Who?
The fighters who are laying their fucking health and they're you know what I mean, like the shit that you know, if you're smart enough, you know the fucking consequences.
Yeah. Imagine somebody thinking this is scripted, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll sign off."
Exactly. That's why like I was trying to play along in the beginning,
But it
and was
disgusted
just,
you.
it was disgusting me a little bit.
Disgusted
It was
you.
disgusting me a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, this shit's rigged." Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, guys? But you don't think guys are throwing fights at all?
I mean, it happens in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know of anyone who would do that. Anyone who, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it happens.
Yeah.
I'm sure it happens.
Yeah.
But like, I gotta question your integrity there. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, you guys are so tied in with gambling, man. Gambling you guys all have gambling, sponsors. It's such a huge part of your sport. I just.
we're not even allowed to. We're not allowed to. We used to be allowed to bet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you used to be allowed to, but now we're not even allowed to.
Bet on
Got
your
an
own fight?
email from the UFC once that James Krause shit started going down.
Oh,
And they
James
changed
Krause is the trainer for people that don't know.
James Krause was a fighter, retired from fighting, and was a coach. Had like a real good gym out in Kansas City, and had like a lot of good fighters training with him. And now he's like, he's in a lot of trouble. It
Well,
looks
that was
like
all
for,
over ESPN. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't look good. And yeah, I liked Krause. He seemed like a good dude, but
yeah,
it's tough, man. It's tough. bro.
yeah. So it looks
it don't look good for him.
the guy. It's one of two things: either the guy threw the fight, or he knew he was
He
injured.
knew I think maybe he knew his boy was hurt and
Took the
let
fight.
people and kind of let people know that
Yeah, he's
it's
hurt.
probably not going to go well.
Yeah.
So maybe and then like the line shifted big, and yeah.
That's also a UFC problem though, because that dude's hurt and he fights, he gets paid. If that dude's hurt and he pulls out, he doesn't get
He gets
paid.
no money.
It's an incentive to go in there hurt. And if you're going in there hurt and you know you're going to get tuned up because you're hurt, why wouldn't you tell her, "Look, bet against me? Bet against
Right.
me. If I'm going in there and getting fucking tuned up, I'm getting paid for this shit. Put it all down on the other guy." The UFC, and I know you don't say anything bad about the UFC, but the UFC kind of sets itself up here for a worst case scenario by the way it handles those situations. You're waiting 6 months to get paid. You're an undercard fighter. You're waiting 6 months to get paid. That guy was probably getting 25, maybe, right? And he goes in there with a torn shoulder, and it's going to take him 9 months to recover. He's not going to get paid for 15 months. Or I take the fight. I know I'm going to get tuned up, and I need to make as much money as I possibly can off this. It's a bad situation.
Yeah, it is. It's not a good situation, but you got to go in there, trying to kill, or you know what I mean? Like, fuck, bro. It's like trying to get your ass kicked on TV.
It's an integrity thing for sure.
For sure.
But, I mean, money makes guys do weird things. If you're fucking poor, man, if you're poor, you'll do some wild shit.
Sure.
Poverty makes cowards of us all. As a guy that's been very poor at certain times. Like, there's some shit that you do that you're not fucking proud. I'm not talking about like fucking. I'm talking about like
Gerard was sucking dick on the street.
that was some of
for
the best.
crack rock.
That was some of the best shit I did. That was shit I was proud of. 'Cause, you're proud of your work.
Put your fucking
Yeah, like
put your
I'm
put your
so-
money where your mouth is.
I'm literally so beautiful. Somebody wants to insert themselves inside me. That's a compliment. That only now maybe it's not Joe Rogan saying I'm beautiful. Maybe it's a guy with $20 on the side of E6th. But you take your wins where you can get them. What I'm saying is that there's shit like
BJ's 5, a ZJ's 10. What's a ZJ? If you don't know, you can't afford
if
it.
you got to ask, you can't afford it, man. Yeah, but I mean, there's shit that you'll do. There's gigs that you'll do. There's things that there's things that you'll do that are very beneath what you would have thought your character was at some point in time. But
Sure.
when you got to pay the bills. So look, if you're a fighter and you're an undercard guy, all I'm saying is I get it. I'm not saying it's right.
Right.
And I understand, and I think it's something the UFC needs to address because that is a situation that's ripe for disaster. You're putting a guy in a desperation situation.
But that's, I mean, you're saying the UFC, but that's boxing. That's a lot of things. Yeah.
Boxing destroyed itself by not doing anything about it.
Yeah.
Can we name 5 boxers in the world right now, guys? Can somebody who's not a pro fighter name 5 boxers active right now in the world today?
Tyson Fury,
1,
Anthony Joshua, Triple C.
Triple C.
Yeah, I think Triple G. I'll give it to him 3.
Triple G. Fuck, my
Yeah,
bad.
all right.
That's those are my 3. I'm not a boxing guy.
3.
Come on, 2 more. Who did Tyson Fury have a trilogy with?
Logan Paul.
Nope.
Gotta give it to him. Gotta give it to him.
He's got a pro record.
Yeah. Then Jake Paul is really who you're thinking of again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got the Paul brothers mixed up. My bad.
But they're both pro fighters, so I'll give it to you.
Logan's
Yeah,
fight
so
was
Paul
pro?
brothers.
Canelo
that's fine.
Alvarez was a good one, obviously, that you got. You know, Gervonta Davis. I mean, there's guys out there, but the point is when we were younger, and I'm a little older than Mick, bro, you could name 20 boxers. They were some of the biggest stars in the world, man. And boxing just got too corrupt. It became too much of a sideshow, and you got 14 different. Now, what the UFC does well is that it unifies it under. You know, if you're the UFC champ, everybody says you're the champ of the world. There's none of this IBF,
Right.
WBA. There's none
You
of
got
that crap.
and you fight everybody. You fight the best guys.
You fight the best
There's no
guys.
like protecting, ducking. That
Yeah.
that don't really happen.
Although Bader looked good. I'd like to see Bader back in the UFC.
Yeah, Bader looks great.
Bader, and
For
he's
sure.
he's a certified baddie. He's got some serious notches on his belt, Bader.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, he beat Fedor twice.
Yeah. I mean,
Fedor Bader too.
Fader Bader. How much did Fader get for that?
They listed
It was a mill, right?
they that what was released. I don't know what their undisclosed thing was, but it was released like 100, just 100 and 150 for Fedor and Bader respectively.
Wow.
That's just as a report I saw, but that's not what they made. They made more than that.
Yeah. Well, you know, no wonder you didn't take a lot of time. I'm not getting paid by the hour here. Let's go. Let's wrap this thing up.
Hey, can we get some questions from the now that we're an hour in? Let's talk to the chat. This is one of the reasons why we
wanna
come
do
up
the
into the
live.
city and do
Yeah.
this shit. Right?
This is a question actually from me that I put in here. Mickey, what you said before about the ref letting you stand up. Where do you stand on the controversy, like the Lauren Murphy fight? Do you think the corner has a responsibility to stop the fight between rounds if they can see that the fight is not going to change, it's not going to go well? Or do you stand with more like an Anthony Smith of like, I want the guy in my corner to always be coaching me to fight?
Yeah, I stand with Anthony Smith on that 100%. Me personally, I've heard people be like, I count on my corner to stop it. Like, I hope you'll like kind of protect me. My thing is I'll protect myself, or I think like it's like shit. This is what we put our life into. Like, I'm trying to kill or die. Like, and if you're in that mindset, like, it's fucking exhilarating. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to be stopped early when like shit, you don't know. You know what I mean? You might be taking a beating, but look at Anderson Silva, Chael Sonnen. That shit, Chael Sonnen won 24 minutes of that fight, but lost the fight.
Leon Edwards.
There was
But
another
tho-
one
but
this
those
year
guys
too.
were-
There was
those
another
guys
one this
were
year
losing
too.
The fight, they weren't getting beaten to death.
Right.
So
Sure. No, there's a fine line, and I didn't see the
Deontay
Lauren
Wilder
Murphy fight, but
fired his corner
for stopping it.
it.
Yeah.
And he said, "You got to let me die in the ring.
Yeah.
Fire me, whatever. You know, you're taking a beating, and you've got a daughter at home, and you've accumulated this wealth. Save the fighter from himself. You should have that mentality. You should have that warrior mentality where I'm going to fucking kill somebody in the ring or I'm going to die in the ring. And then some adult should have your back to save you from yourself.
Right.
You know, that's got to be the way it is.
Right.
You know, I mean, there's, you know.
Yeah, and I guess it could be a little hypocritical, because if I was cornering, coaching one of my guys, and I saw that, I'd want to protect them. You know what I mean? But at the same time,
Well,
like,
that's where the trust
like,
is, though.
shit,
You gotta
let
have
me
the
rock
right,
out.
But you got to have the right coach. You got to have the right coach that's like, look, he may be getting outpointed, but he's still in this fight.
right.
As opposed to, dude, this guy's getting beat to death.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not talking about stop the fight because he's losing. You're a grown-ass
Sure.
man. You
Sure.
lost, you fucking come back. I'm talking about, my boy is fucking hemorrhaging.
Right.
He needs medical attention.
Yeah, it's hard to like argue with that, but at the same time, like,
No, you don't. Well,
I'm like,
but you can't. But you're a warrior. You can't visualize yourself ever being in that position, and nor should you. And God forbid it ever came to that. You need to make sure, like, and I'm sure that you do. You have the right people in your corner. It would be like, bro, tomorrow's another day, but you got to get to tomorrow. Like there's.
I would be so mad.
Yeah, be mad.
Yeah.
Be mad, but be alive.
Right.
That's your corner. Be
Right.
mad. Hate him forever. For the next 60 years while you're alive.
Right.
Hate him every day for 60
But
years.
they probably did something good for.
They saved your
for you.
fucking life.
Yeah.
That's their job.
Right.
Their job's not to be your fucking friend. Their job's,
Sure.
you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a parent in that regard. Like
Sure.
these people who want to be like buddy with their kids. I'm like, you're failing.
Yeah.
You're failing. Your kid doesn't love you. Your kid, you're easy on your kid.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's fucking. Your kid, I don't want to get into that.
We have a question from the chat for both of you, really, and that is, what is your pre-fight or pre-show ritual? Like, what do you do to get in the zone, to fight or to do comedy?
G, you go first.
I carbo load. You know,
As do I.
It's you know,
That's mine too.
It's a lot. You know, you got to get your carbs. No, I don't necessarily want people to know. How about that?
I'll tell you one of mine. Take a good shit.
Uh,
That's crucial, bro. You don't want that. You don't
Critical.
want that, especially because you are carbo loading the day
I
before,
take a
and you're
pre-show
eating.
shit
You
for
do?
sure.
Yeah,
Big time.
It's great.
yeah,
It's great.
it kind of gets the jitters out a little bit. You know, you get
Yeah,
that
it gets you
little,
feeling fucking light on
you're
your
ready
feet
to
and
go.
snappy. You know?
All right, fuck it. I'll tell you. I switch my personalities. I go from Gerard Harron to Gerard
Ooh.
Michaels. I literally stare in the mirror until I see Gerard Michaels, and Gerard Harron goes away. As crazy as
Ooh,
that sounds.
Alter ego, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'll
Who are you right now?
Harron. Yeah.
Become Michaels right before our eyes. You look up at that camera and become fucking Michaels.
It could happen. It's much more silly, much less analytical,
Mm-hmm.
much more playful, conniving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conniving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Find my mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
silly as well. Like a
Silly.
little more not as serious.
Nowhere near as serious.
Yeah.
It's matter of fact, take all the seriousness and throw it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, nobody's there to see. Nobody's there to hear my opinions and my geopolitical thoughts. And so much of comedy comes from the negative headspace, and then you're working through that negativity into something that can be conceived as a positive. And I think, that negativity hurts you.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that as a comedian you want to do is take your pain and turn it into somebody else's pleasure. And that's cathartic in a way.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, when they, we've talked about depression on here, and we've talked about, some heavy things on here, but like, I think when people act out, when they've been in a situation where they had some sort of success and, they kind of hit rock bottom, and then they're really starting to act out doing self-destructive shit, like Billy D, like the Billy D episode aired on
Right.
Friday, right? Billy D.
My boy.
Yeah,
My
what
brother.
a great guy, man, and what an unbelievable redemption story. So he was escalating from petty theft to bigger things, and he was crying out for help. He had a dad that didn't love him. He had a situation where he was dealing with racism. He was he was impoverished in a wealthy area. He had no self-worth, and he had nobody to give him self-worth. He had it in sports where he was able to feel worthy, and then also he had to create this environment of his own self-worth where if I need something, I can take it. But also at any point he wanted, I bet you if you can get him to, be introspective, I bet you he wanted to get caught. Because when you get caught doing something, or when you're drinking too much, or when you're kind of falling from grace, you're wanting somebody to be like, bro, you're better than this. Because that's the only way you can get a compliment. Like, people aren't coming up to you, and like you were saying before, like I thrive on validation. All jokes aside, every one of us does. Everybody does. But so few men in particular ever get complimented. That the only
I
way...
get complimented like almost every day.
Yeah, you've lived a pretty charmed life, my guy. Not a lot of people, man.
Yeah,
A lot of people are... Omri, when was the last time you walked out, you just were like, get granted a compliment, like, for no reason?
I tell Omri he does a great job all the time.
That's true. Mickey's very complimentary.
He
That's
is.
why I get the compliments,
'Cause
bro.
you're-
You give it out there, you get it back.
And there's something to that. All
You
jokes
both are,
aside,
by
there's
the way.
something
Yeah.
to that.
You both are.
Well, you try, you want to put out that energy, you want to put out that good energy, and you want to be a positive person in somebody's life. And I can tell you this: we talked about therapy a couple episodes back, and about how like why I want to like help destigmatize it and shit. Because, and I wonder if this happened with your family as well. Because you're so easy to talk to when it comes to this stuff, and so few people are, I bet you a lot of people are always hitting you with their negative shit, and they're positive with everybody else because you've got to put on a face in this world. You've
Right.
got to put this face out there. I'm always positive and happy. Hey, how's everything? It's good, my dude. It's
Yeah,
good. And you're dying
that's another.
inside.
So remember, I gave you the other day. I was saying one of my grandfather's quotes was "wish in one hand and shit in the other, and see which one fills up first."
Yeah.
Right? So you can't just wish. You got to go and get shit.
Mm-hmm.
Another one of his big ones is the world is a stage. The best actors get the best parts.
No doubt.
So 100%, you got to put a fucking face on. If
Gotta
you're
put a
having
face on.
I've watched my dad do it for ever. Like I remember, like if he'd be having like a shitty morning or day,
Mm-hmm.
he'd have to go to work and put a fucking be that put the charisma on and be the charismatic great dude that he is and make everybody else that he's coming into contact with like feel good.
So what happens is there's so few people you can actually feel like you're yourself around that you end up venting to those people.
Mm-hmm.
And you end up being, because it's cathartic. It feels good to get the shit off your chest. But then to that person, this is the paradox of it. That person who you love so much and trust so much that you're able to be vulnerable around them,
Mm-hmm.
they only ever hear your negativity and your bad shit.
Right.
So the next time you call up this person,
They're like,
this
fuck."
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you drive away the people you
Yeah.
love because they're the
That's why you pay a therapist to dump your
That's
shit
why
on.
you pay a therapist.
You could dump your shit
You
there
pay-
all fucking day.
You pay a therapist for two reasons. All right. One, they'll help you identify what's going on and give you the tool set for you to identify and then kind of work through it yourself. Right. Two, it's so that you save those you love from having to hear your shit.
Sure.
And it's a crazy thing because you love these people and you trust them so much that you're vulnerable with them, but you don't realize, oh my God, you're such a fucking drag.
Right.
Every time I talk to this person, it's, oh my God, tell me more. Tell me
Yeah.
more. How many relationships have you been in where the girl just can't wait to come home and tell you about this evil boss and this terrible thing, and you're just like, oh my God, shut up.
Right.
Oh, every fucking day with this shit.
Right.
Now, to the rest of the
Dumping that
world,
shit.
she's happy, go lucky, she's the best. And you're sitting here like, yo, where's this girl that I started dating? You were so much fun.
Right.
You were so funny. Like, well, now she loves you and she trusts you.
Sure.
You finally got her trust and she's being vulnerable with you. And it's just like, oh my God. We got to be careful of that, folks. Got to be so careful of that you're not.
And they got a
dumping
bunch
that
of
shit.
like different, like you don't have to show up at a therapist's office. They got like online shit.
Yeah.
I know. Free shout out, I guess, BetterHelp. I hear them on a lot of.
BetterHelp
don't-
should be sponsoring us as much as we talk
especially
about
after Gerard dropped that depression episode where you talked about that and really went
It's
deep
real.
into that. Like, yeah,
It's
that
real.
was. I think, and I got a lot of feedback on how much like that helped a lot of people.
it. Oh, good.
You talking about
Well,
that too?
you know, I don't like talking about this shit. I want to be real.
Sure,
I don't,
it's painful. I bet.
It's embarrassing.
Right.
But at the same time, I gotta destigmatize it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I think A, it saved my life. B, it made me a much better person. I was becoming insufferable to be around, even though I'm barely tolerable now. I was horrible then. And you never realize the pain you're causing your loved ones, where all they hear is your shit constantly. Like they don't have their own shit. You know, like,
Right.
and that's an important thing. We need people that we can talk to and we
Sure.
can trust, but you can't just be dumping on the same people all
Mm-hmm.
the time. And if you are, and if maybe this is a wake up call to some people listening, yo, buy them flowers, buy them dinner, get them a chocolate, show them you love them in ways that isn't just, oh, let me tell you about what's wrong with my
Yeah.
world. Okay, fuck me.
Gerard, follow up to that. In the episode where you talked about therapy, you also mentioned going to therapists that weren't right for you, specifically
Totally.
like dumb ones. What do you, if you were to look for a new therapist or were explaining to someone how to find a new therapist, what would you tell them to look for?
Okay. Well, well, I mean, this sounds like I'm ripping off the plot of fucking Good Will Hunting, but for me, I found the right person. She wasn't an academic. She was kind of a tough middle-class broad that grew up in a middle-class family, wasn't judgmental, wasn't hitting me with stupid, academia and political correctness. We vibed on a level where I thought that she actually could, like, I trusted her. You know what I mean? Like, so it's no different than dating. Don't think the first person you see is going to be the right person. Also, you'll know right away whether they make you feel like a priority or a client. Like if they're like, hey, I'm really struggling, and they're like, yeah, I'm booked for the next 3 weeks, but I can get you in for a video conference, and fuck that person. That's a ringing the register. Fuck that person. They're like, you could die. Hey, if you don't kill yourself in the next 3 weeks, I got a half hour over Zoom for you. The right person that's that booked will be like, hey, look, I don't have the time right now, but these 3 people are somebody you should talk to. That's number one. So if it's somebody that's just ringing the register, you're in the wrong place. That's number one. Number two, you kind of have to respect them. So for me, like, they had to be kind of politically inclined with me. I didn't want any woke bullshit. I didn't want somebody that I felt like I was intellectually superior to. And I didn't want any, like, elitist judgment. I didn't want somebody that went from school to school to school to school. I don't respect them. Maybe it's a personal hang up of mine. I don't respect academics. I think they have no real world experience. I think that they think very, very highly of themselves because of fake achievements. I consider academics fake achievers. And I'm sure that there's a ton of academics that would love to fucking argue with me. But if you haven't experienced the real world, it's no different than when, I was younger and my parents were having trouble in their marriage. And my grandma was like, you got to talk to the priest. You got to talk to the priest. And I was a kid. I was like 10 years old. I'm like, what the fuck's a priest
What's a
know?
priest know about being married?
I was like, what's a priest know about being married, man?
Yeah, he could just give you some book answers.
No,
but not,
listen. If you're struggling with nutrition, talk to Slick. Don't talk to Thick. All right, like authenticity matters to a certain level. You kind of got to vibe to. You're being so vulnerable. You have to trust that your vulnerability is not being underestimated and misused and judged. So that's number one, right? So take the time to find the right fit. The other big thing when it comes to therapy for people is kind of what I just talked about with Billy D. Really be hard in your self-evaluation and say, man, am I actually a bad person, or am I acting out because that's the only way I can get a hug? Like, like there's kids that act out because that's how they get attention. You act out to get attention. You act out for somebody to be like, you're throwing your life away. When you're telling somebody you're throwing your life away, what they're hearing is, oh, this guy thinks I could have a life. Mm-hmm. Like there's a positive affirmation to that. There's a dopamine bump to that.
Right.
Now, unfortunately, it got to a place where he had to spend 7 years in fucking prison before he realized, man, this is spiraling out of control. It spiraled out of control. But something as simple as a compliment, Mick, a genuine compliment,
right.
And bringing genuinely positive energy to an environment, you have no idea the ripple effect that could have on a young kid. Like, imagine a 13-year-old Billy D who looks up to you and decides to be positive and achieve. And that achievement is how he gets that attention, as opposed to act out,
right.
how he gets his attention. It has a huge effect. Huge effect.
100%.
What else you got, Omri?
The audience would like to know how Mick's recovery is going.
Aww.
And
thanks for
and
caring,
what are
guys.
his plans for returning to combat?
We haven't gotten the script yet.
Yeah. Recovery's going very well. I'm 6 weeks after surgery, so I get to start training again and doing everything I want, and hopefully get a fight this summer. I heard a rumor there could be a UFC in New Jersey. I don't know. Could just be a rumor.
Oh man,
that'd be a nice little return to action.
If Mick G is fighting in Jersey, we are showing up so deep. It's goons in the building.
Yeah, dude. One of the best memories was fighting at Prudential Center. Growing up 20 minutes away from there, and like watching stuff like growing up, and then getting to hear the fucking pop in that place.
Oh,
you know what I mean when they shouted out,
Mickey,
Jersey.
it's a fire, it's a fire. Hey, can we play that video? We got to play that video, man. The video is hard. That goes hard.
Shout out to Vital Focus made that.
That
very
goes
talented.
hard.
You like that? Well, a lot of people didn't really get it. Go figure, right? That I was making the joke like I'm gonna change my song from Hey Mickey to that new version that's been going kind of viral.
Yeah.
That I don't know why really.
People
were like they didn't get that I was like like that wasn't the song. I think.
Got it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to make a new one where it actually shows the walkout proper with the Hey Mickey. Be like, no, we use the OG Hey Mickey song.
So hey, this
I
is the
wouldn't
breakdown
actually
here.
switch. Yeah.
Do the breakdown on your OnlyFans, right?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, check me out.
Amr, you need a cup of coffee this morning or something, bud? Or we need. You know what you need? You need some Zippix. Can we get this man a Zippix?
Yeah,
Something
we'll throw
to
him a
increase the
Zippix.
neurological activity here. Increase
Get that brain firing.
Get our brain fire. All you gotta do is go to the man's Instagram. You go to @MICKEYGALL. It's the very first video on the IG, my friend.
I am right there. I'm just trying to log into my Instagram. And it's not letting me.
Oh, what
That's what's
you
going
you
on.
fail to prepare. You prepare to fail. You gotta have all these links ready to go. Amra. Let's go, brah. Come on, brah. This is some shit I've come to expect out of Jorge Omri, but this is just befuddles.
If Jorge had it his way, we wouldn't even be live right now.
Huh?
For all I know, we're not.
We're
They're
not
just
live.
making these questions up.
Yeah. An
Over here
audience
just to
member
fucking
asks,
entertain
"Hey,
us.
wow, what a cool jacket you've got there." Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, entertain me, clown. You see Mike and the Mad Dog on ESPN?
People were
I
commenting.
didn't.
on
I
your
heard
jacket,
about
by
it.
the way.
Oh,
Were
shit.
people commenting on the jacket?
Yeah.
What do we got? Positive, negative?
Someone called it. I think it was the Picasso jacket.
Goddamn right. I'm a work of art.
Yeah, fucking A. They got a new.
Jorge, give us
they
some
got
more
a new
comments
30
while
for
Omri
30.
tries to remember his.
They got a new 30 for 30 coming out
Yeah.
about the first Hard Knocks, the Baltimore Ravens
I'm
of
so
2000
excited. The Baltimore
with Tony
Bullies.
Saragusa, R.I.P. Right before
R.I.P.
he died,
the
he's
goose.
on that. I just saw it like a few seconds ago. I think it's out now, streaming
You
on
saw the
ESPN
video?
Plus. I saw that it's out now on ESPN
That
Plus.
team could never play in today's NFL.
How come? Too rough?
That team, they would every
Too dirty?
every tackle. would
Ray
be
Lewis,
15
Ed
yards.
Reed, Tony Saragusa.
Bro, they get-
Tony Saragusa, state champ wrestler in Jersey.
Dude, they had guys unwilling to catch the football.
Yeah, they're like, fuck that. Talk
Nope.
about alligator arms. They're like,
Nope.
nope. I'll take.
Nope. Thank you.
Nope,
Gall's
taking
might be the
incompletion.
best. What he comes out to oh Mickey, you're so fine, you're so fine, you're so fine, Mickey. That might be the best. Legitimately hilarious that he comes out to that, and he's a beautiful man.
Thanks for the comment there. See, this is the new one. Imagine if I came out to this flowery shit. It's not like mine's much
Look at
harder
this guy.
than that.
Look at it.
It's
Look
not
at
like
this
mine's
guy.
much harder than that, though. You know.
Mickey Gall's my.
But yeah,
What?
Rogan knows mine's the best.
I'm down with that.
I got the best walkout in the game.
What's the deal with the fucking snail trail there? You got hair going across the chest, and you got hair from
Just
the
a
belly
man,
button
bro.
down.
Just the man.
And
Just
no
the way.
hair.
Just the way God made me.
Interesting.
Just beautiful the way God made me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here naring. I'm not out here fucking
little
doing.
bit.
No.
Little
you
nair?
You think I like put some nair in the middle?
Yeah,
Ah, it's bullshit, bro.
You just
come
not?
on, man. Don't hate it because you ain't it.
it's true. It's very true. It's very true.
Just because you're fucking, you got carpet all over you. You know what I
do.
mean?
I do. I got.
You got. What do you do? Do you shave that shit down?
You know the problem was is I did shave. It's like the Seinfeld episode. I shaved it a couple times in college when I had some fucking body I wanted to show off, and then it came back bushy,
Yeah.
Bushman of the Kalahari.
Yeah.
Yeah, but which ended up working out because now I got no body I want to show off, so it hides it
you,
well.
you
It's-
cover it.
yeah, now I got
Yeah.
I got the Greek,
Little fur.
very Greeky.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm very lucky. I didn't.
Hey, when I was young, I used to look like a Greek god. Now I just look like a goddamn Greek.
Shout out to the Malaka Christos on that one. Yeah, fucking yeah, man. It's that's an old wives' tale that's 100% true. You shave it, it comes back in fuller. It
Yeah.
really does. Which is not true at the top of your head though, as you age. You know, it's weird. It's weird. You know, they all talk about like their shit. Like hair keeps growing on your body and stops growing on your head. Goes back to that whole idea that if this is a simulation, whoever created the simulation is absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
Just a fucked person.
The reason for that actually is the effects of testosterone on your body. It makes your head go bald, but it makes the rest of your body hairier. That's how that works for
What?
some reason.
Don't
Yep.
you lose testosterone as you get older?
Yes. Don't you?
Long-term effects of your testosterone as you were young.
Really?
Huh.
Interesting.
Interesting.
So
Okay,
all these,
Omri.
so all these Jersey,
Absolutely redeemed himself, dropping knowledge.
so all these Jersey Shore juice bags we're gonna be looking at in 2050 are just gonna be like all.
Oh, they're
bald-
gonna be so sad
Oh.
without their hair. They're gonna be so sad.
They're just gonna they're gonna be
Yo,
taking all
you
that
wanna- you
hair
wanna talk
gel and
about
putting it on
sad,
their
bro?
bald head.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'll go a little sad for you.
Yay!
All right, bro. I've been since I've been back in Jersey. I've been visiting my grandma in the old folks' place.
Oh, you're going real sad. You're going like up.
Bro, we gotta enjoy our fucking lives because we get decrepit fast. I'm watching people barely.
Yeah.
And look, I've been on the fucking couch from back surgery and stuff, so it's almost like I got a little taste of it too, where I had to be careful walking and had my youth kind of limited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My spryness and different things like that. And watching like these old people having to like walk down the hallways and like having to be like beep beep, like excuse me, because I need to hold the wall here or I'm gonna fall. Like fucking tough, bro. It's tough. It almost makes you be like, hey, if I hit that point, like just take me out of it. And you hear those old people talk like that, like I kind of can't wait to die.
No, my grandma
really
was like
used
that
to go
at
to
the
sleep and I went to sleep last night hoping I wouldn't wake up.
My grandma would do that all the time at the end of it. Like, grandma, jeez.
Sucks.
Yeah, they have so many ways to keep you alive, but at what quality of life?
Quality of life, man.
Yeah.
You're existing, but you're alive, but you're not living.
And they're just ringing
It's hard.
they're just ringing the register on these
so
old
many of these
people,
people are like they're so unhappy.
Yeah.
They're just like looking at you like, and I'm like, do you have bad eyes or are you just like staring me down right now?
Yeah, they're like,
I go, fuck you and your working legs.
I would absolutely fucking house your body right now. I would take if I could switch souls.
I was
with you,
kissing
I'd do
all
it
the
so
old ladies
fast.
in there.
You whore.
Yeah, just giving them kisses on the cheek.
You know,
they're
it's,
like, I won't be able to sleep tonight now.
A lot of herpes goes around those old places. You gotta
I
be
don't
careful,
kiss them on
bud.
the lips.
Yeah?
Yeah, give them the cheek.
Gotta give them the cheek.
That's the only time I like having to wear a mask in there. I'm like, sure, I'll give you a kiss. Let me take it off my chin real quick.
Yeah. Oof, man. Yeah, that'll be
It's
a
tough,
downer.
bro. But it's also
I tried to do a
it's
comedy
good
show there
perspective.
once.
It's good perspective though, I think. It's forces you to face reality, which is important to do all the time as much as you can. You know? But it's a fucking it's sad, bro. And it's unfortunate. And the thing is, like, one of the things, like, fucking 100 years from now, we're all gonna be dead. It's in my fucking Instagram bio. It's like, fucking fuck the dumb shit and the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the small petty bullshit. Like, we're all gonna be fucking dead in 100 years from now. All of us. You know what I mean? And everyone you know.
I'm rooting for science to figure that out.
You think?
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
But
What
again,
you
it's
got?
quality of life, you know?
Bro, yeah. If they could put you in like a new fucking shell.
I'd run.
Which is
I'd
possible.
I'd spin it up in a new shell. I'd spin it up for sure.
You have all that knowledge, and now you're in a new fucking robot body.
Spin it right up.
What do you mean spin
So
it up?
if you're, how does this work? If let's say they're able to take your brain, your essence, your soul, download it, and put you in like a 14-year-old body, and you get to live with all your knowledge going forward in this 14-year-old body. Would you sign up for that?
Right now, sign up to be in a 14-year-old body.
No, but you're 80.
Yeah, I'm sure any.
It's not
80-year-old who's
pedophilia.
decrepit
You're
like
in a
that would.
14-year-old body.
But can you make it an 18-year-old body? Just for
Yeah, sure.
pedophilia
Okay.
purposes?
Yeah, for pedophilia purposes, you're in an 18-year-old body.
yeah, I'm sure everybody would. I would. I can just looking down that road.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. But hopefully, they don't have to, take the life out of some 18-year-old because that might come first. Or they're like, oh, here's some 18-year-old poor kid.
yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
let's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's fucking messy.
That's definitely the way.
That's no bueno.
That's definitely the way imperialism has gone for sure. It's like, hey,
That's
this,
like that adrenochrome type shit.
This
you know?
18-year-old in Afghanistan wasn't using this body.
Yeah,
Why
or he's
don't
not
you-
now.
Why don't you slide on in there?
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it's probably not nearly as far off as we think. We got Neuralink.
So I heard this one too. What about if you could go back and be 6
Yeah.
as yourself with all the knowledge you have,
Mm-hmm.
or you're yourself now and you get 10 mil?
Oh, 6. I'd
6
make- I
easy,
would
right? I would make so much more.
Just like I get to go backwards, or I'm 6 right now, or I get to go back to being 6 with all the knowledge.
You get to. I think you get to go back to being 6.
Oh, you kidding me?
But that's like so unfair. That's what I think
I
it's
could have
so
put
unfair.
$5 on Microsoft. and
Yeah,
been a
exactly,
goddamn millionaire.
exactly. I'm Bitcoin. I'll take that, and I know when I'm getting out when that
Sure.
bubble's about to. Yeah,
It's sure.
I think it's not even a question.
It's not even a question.
It's not even a question.
Not even a question. What is the question? In this world with people identifying, you were telling a story about how there's a girl who identifies as a cat,
Yeah, bro.
and the whole school has to go along with it.
So yeah, my dad's wife is a teacher, and I guess after COVID and stuff, kids started coming back to school as cats.
Okay, multiple kids.
They're like multiple kids.
Okay,
It's like got a litter over there, I guess. they come back and they'll like just meow and stuff, and they have to, and like the kids will like say something like no, like they kind of, it's like you have to like I don't know. I don't know how it works. This shit wasn't going on. We had, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here we go. Is this?
So I don't know why I was thinking about this, and
Oh yeah.
so if you
What are your thoughts?
if you kill a cat, just hypothetically, it's like a $200 fine. It's like human endangerment,
hey,
like
said they were
it's
a
like
cat.
animal endangerment.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to kill these kids,
Yeah. Would that be?
Is it murder?
If they say clearly state that they
they
identify
said they're
as
a cat, and I am just, I am listening to them. If you kill a cat, it's like a $200 fine.
yeah, animal endangerment.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like
I'm
a slap
not saying
on the wrist.
I'm not saying you should.
I'm
not
saying
you
don't kill
should.
these cat people.
Don't kill
Don't
cat
kill
people.
cat people.
I'm just saying if you did,
It's
legally, is it murder?
It's
Because-
shooting up a cat shelter rather than a school shooting.
So, but what's the ramifications of that? Like a weekend of like cleaning up garbage on the highway or something? Like how long did Mike Vick get? Did he get he got like a
I
year?
think he went to jail.
He went like a year.
yeah.
So if I make these little kitten people fight each other, I'm not
Yeah,
saying
man,
I would.
it's-
I'm just saying from a legal perspective,
Yeah.
are they humans or are they cats?
It's a slippery slope, bro. It's like it's all yeah.
He got 21 months in federal prison for his dog fighting ring.
Sheesh.
It's a funny concept, Gerard.
I'm just thinking.
It's a funny concept. I hope you're Don't kill these cat
Do not
people.
kill the cat people.
Don't kill the cat people.
But if you do, one, say you're transgender, so you go to a female jail, and two, just say they're cats.
yeah. Shit, bro.
Legally, how do you think that would work? Do you think that would hold up in court, guys? Do you think they would say that these
I
are
mean,
cats?
honestly,
No,
I
I don't
don't-
think that would hold up in court.
I don't think it would. I don't
you
think it
don't
would
think that
either.
they'd be cats?
No.
So you're saying that the courts are catphobic in America?
Yes. The courts are racist, homophobic, and anti-cat.
Hard to
Wow.
argue with your logic here.
I'm just
Sir,
saying.
but-
I'm trying to ascertain. I just want
This is
their
a
wishes.
hypothetical.
Of course, clearly hypothetical. I haven't gotten this script yet, but if I
Yeah.
get this script,
Yeah.
and it's the only way to survive
Yeah.
is a cat is a feline. I'm not gonna go any further with it. What? What's
Yeah.
up?
Remember, we're live, Gerard. We
Oh,
can't
yeah,
edit any of your craziness out.
I'm just wondering.
yeah.
Am I the only person that thinks about things like this?
Probably.
A question that's definitely not meant to veer the conversation in a wildly different direction. What do you think about replacing the umpires and refs on NBA games with robots?
I think it's inevitable. There's a certain level of like the human error that actually adds to the game, but I think it's a good thing. I think a strike should be a strike, a ball should be a ball. There's way too many umpires out there at the higher level that give a wider strike zone until there's two strikes and then make the pitcher really earn it with two strikes, and that just doesn't help anybody. I think once gambling became mainstream, they have to eliminate as much human error as possible. Because there's just too many opportunities for a Tim Donaghy. There's just too much money, so that they have to. It's a liability. At
It's
this
a
point.
liability. That makes sense.
It's
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't like it, but it could just be like one of those like not wanting to see change, so to speak.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? It's kind of it's progressive in the name of progress.
This
you know what I mean? If you
is-
can make it a totally efficient,
Yeah.
and correct that way, it's hard to argue with.
I-
And it takes the liability out.
I think that
So I agree.
the big problem is that so many of our leaders in different sports and in government, all the changes they seem to make for like the last 10 years fucking suck. Like this was the worst weekend of sports I think I've watched in my entire life. This
Did you
Pro
watch the
Bowl
flag football
was
game?
a joke.
I didn't watch the flag
It
football
was
game.
a joke.
Who won?
The NFC.
So Eli beat Peyton.
Yeah, I'm sitting at a Dega Grill, this basically Brazilian Hooters in Down Neck in Newark, and they pissed me off.
I saw.
Pissed me off.
I saw on your gram, Gerard DGAF.
Yeah. So, and I got a ton of messages, very much in favor, very much against.
Okay.
Huge debate.
So mixed bag.
So they charged me. So it was $120 bill, $40 sangria, $4 Diet Coke, $6. It's not a cheap place. It was never a cheap place, but the economy being what it is, they've raised prices about 20%
Sure.
everywhere you go. I actually had a guy, Dean, who's been following me a long time. Great guy. He runs a couple restaurants down Jersey Shore. Good guy. Good friends with Patty Matera. Dean, if you're listening, even though you're wrong in your DMs, I still love you anyway. He said food prices are up 30%. 28% year over year. Said it's insane. The food prices from his, and he gets food wholesale. So on the retail side, what we're getting in the supermarkets is up over 28%. That's insanity, bro. 30%, that's insane. Meaning, if you spent $100 on groceries, now it's $130. If you spent $200, now it's $260. If you have a family of 4, that's nuts, guys. That's crazy. So God bless each and every one of you out there paying these bills. Like, what a flex it is to have kids, man. My God.
Yeah, right.
But
I got that children money.
I got keeping humans alive money.
I got
son.
brood money.
Yeah, that's another one. Not to sound like Top G, and I'm going to get back to. I'm going all over the place. I'm going to get back to Adega. But this idea that kids are bad, and like I felt like every teacher I ever had was like, don't get a job, travel the world, don't have a family, save your money, life's so much better. Like this whole generation has been taught that like everything our parents did was wrong. Getting a job, having a family, raising kids. And this idea of like personal autonomy, I get it. Like a life without responsibility appeals to me as well as everybody else. But we got a lot of friends that don't have kids. We got a lot of friends that, mid to late 30s. Are they fucking stinking rich? Do they seem super fucking happy as they're getting into middle age, all fucking alone? I don't know, man. I think that there's an overcorrection taking place. I think that our parents' generation was so duty bound, that they got locked into one job with a shitty boss and had to spend 25 years doing the same shit. There was no working remote.
Right. Got one girl at 18 and stuck it out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I get it. A lot of them felt like they were trapped in this stuff, but it's not all bad, man. My boys that are married, they seem very, very happy. My boys that have kids, it's the best thing. And my buddy Jay just had a daughter. I was hanging out with him on Saturday. I've never seen him happier.
Yeah.
I've never seen him happier.
No, that's got to be one of the most biologically rewarding things there is to have a kid. That's
purpose.
Our purpose. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get really afraid for women, specifically my sister's age, where like they're being taught that, or it's being ingrained in them that, the only way to be happy is to somehow be alone. Like, like your independence means that there's nothing other than your job, other than your work. Is what I'm saying makes sense, Omri? Is what I'm saying here? Like the idea that the only way to be happy and fulfilled is to be somehow, externally validated by your achievements or your financial, success. But there's a ton of people in their mid-30s, 40s. It's not like everybody that's single is fucking wealthy.
No, what you're saying definitely makes sense. The question most people are asking in the chat is, what do you think a happy medium would be? Because you want to achieve, you want to follow your dreams. You of course want to meet your like biological imperative.
Sure.
But how do you find that happy medium?
God, I wish I knew.
You got to follow your heart, follow your dreams, your ambition.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be influenced by the herd.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
You live your truth?
I also think invest in yourself, in that so many of us, get out of college and it's like, I'm going to party for the next 3-4 years. I'm not ready to be an adult yet. Do the opposite. If you're young enough to hear this, do the opposite. Take 4 years and make as much fucking money as you can before you really know what you want to do with your life, and be 26, 27 with some money where you're not fucking desperate, and then decide, all right, this is my dream. I'm going to own this business, or I'm going to go here. And you have a 2-3 year cushion where you're financially stable and able to chase your dream. And then you kind of got it out of your system if it doesn't work. And if it does work, even better. Now you've financially monetized what you wanted to
could
do your
back
whole
it.
life. Yes.
You could financially back.
Yes. So
Yeah.
you're not struggling.
sense.
Because when you're struggling financially, you might meet the woman of your dreams, and dude, she
But,
needs
but
somebody
see,
that's going to bring something to the table.
But there's some difference. So I could say, at least personally, I couldn't do something like that. I have you know, let's say at the most I could fight till I'm 45, right? Like Fedor just retired, he's 46.
Sure.
And that could be you consider an anomaly, but you got to get after it early, and you got to take a gamble, take a risk on not, like MMA fighters who don't like make it. It's you gotta eventually you might have a point where you got to take that side job, or take that full-time job, and training becomes a side hustle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but for the most part, I agree. If you're a comedian, you can talk into a microphone till you're fucking 70, 80 years old plus,
Yeah.
right? But if you're going to be a professional athlete, your time is finite.
Yeah, yes, but you can monetize your status as a pro athlete for a very, very long time.
Right.
There's people that are still doing autograph signings and shit like that, making money. So I mean, there's if you're able to do it well, if you're smart about the money that you made, and if you use your time properly, it's generational wealth, right? So, that's number one. But number two, kind of like what you said there, well, you got to get that side job. That's another stigma, man. If I had it to do over again, I would have had I worked in the off season as a coach, and I did some construction. I would have done more construction. I would have used my off season to make as much money as I possibly could. I should have trained work. I didn't work enough. And if I'm being very honest, and I'm being very vulnerable and honest, it's because I thought it was a little beneath me. I'm a minor league baseball player. Like, I'm a Cardinal.
You're almost too proud.
Yeah, I'm a Cardinal. I don't roof.
Right.
That's the old me. I don't shine shoes no more.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Let me tell you something right now, guys. I did not, and feel free to look up my numbers, boys. I didn't quit because I was bad at baseball. I quit because I couldn't pay my fucking bills. I got paid $1,800 a month, the most I ever made after I was an all-star in 2009. Your dream, you talk about finite, your dream has a financial deadline. And the more rope you can give yourself, the longer you have to chase that dream.
Right.
If I played another 2 years,
point.
who knows what happens? I don't know what happens. I mean, I was burnt out, and I wasn't good enough to make it anyway. So, but I ran out of time. I ran out of time before I ran out of talent. And I'm telling you right now, folks, if you want to be a singer, songwriter, fucking musician, anything in the entertainment industry, you want to be an actor, if you want to you want to own a business, you want to be an entrepreneur, you are going to shovel shit for years before you get money back in chunks. It's not linear. You're not going to make 50 grand this year, 70 grand next year, 90 grand. It's not a government job. You're going to make nothing, everything. You've got to get to that level where you make everything. Don't be afraid to work. There's nothing wrong with waiting tables. There's nothing wrong with working construction. If you want to be an athlete, work construction. You are working on your body during the day, and you're getting up early enough in the morning where you have the whole rest of the night to get done what you need to get done. I mean, a lot of us work nights. I was a bouncer. I would not suggest that. That's a shit job. It's high danger for no reason. I'm really doing it because I wanted to hang out with the chicks, and then you're getting in at 4 o'clock in the morning and you're too tired. Half your day's gone.
Yeah.
You wake up at noon.
I have friends, and like Stipe is a great example, who are firefighters.
Great gig.
That's like a good gig, because I think you're like on for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're on for like
You're on 48 hours.
48 hours.
Yeah.
But a lot of times there's not a fire. You could be lifting in the fucking
Mickey.
You know what I mean? And chilling with the boys, hanging
Mickey.
out. And then you got 4 days
You
you
nailed
can
it.
train.
That's
You know
the
what I
gig.
mean? That was what I was thinking. And I know
That's
there's
the
a
gig.
few there's a kid, I think his name's Frank Marshall, who's like, he's a South Jersey kid who just had his UFC debut. He does that.
You know what, brother?
There's a lot of people who do that. That's what I was if I didn't like make it as quickly as I did,
Yeah.
I probably would have done something
That's
like
it.
that.
That's the gig.
You know?
There it is. That's it. Take
Yeah.
the civil service test.
And it's
Firefighter.
badass. You get to fucking protect people.
Hell
and
yeah.
You know what I mean? You get to,
Well, clearly don't die in a fire.
for sure.
But
kind of rule number one. But
Yeah.
yeah.
EMT, fire, solid. service to your community, something
Right.
you can be proud about. It gives you the time you need to get your training in, and you're financially stable.
Yeah.
Boom. That's the one right there. Firefighter.
Mm-hmm.
Firefighter.
like that.
That's a good chasing your dreams job right there. Something you can be proud of. Something that gets
Yeah.
you I mean, it's not a ton of money in the beginning. I think they make like $35,000 in the beginning.
That's better than nothing.
You got benefits. You get hurt in training. You got health. Firefighter, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's the gig.
Yeah, bro.
That's solid.
What else we got?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that firefighters actually do 24 hours on, then 48 off.
Yeah.
And their starting salary is about $45,000, and they get up to $120K.
That's the gig.
Okay.
That's the gig. If you can get on as a firefighter, that's your minor league gig. Whether you're minor league actor, minor
It'd be
league
hard
fighter.
if you're minor league like baseball player though. You couldn't hold that down.
I wonder if they let you. I wonder if they let you take
Every third day,
sabbaticals.
go be gone for
No,
24 hours.
well, that's the big problem with minor league baseball is you're gone for 8 months.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for certain ones that could work, but for
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not perfect. We don't got all the answers here.
I
What
like
else we got, Omri?
firefighter. That's a pretty good one though.
Yeah,
That's a good
I'm
one.
very smart, so
While we're on the subject of,
You just want to
let
do
me
it for
give
the
you guys
calendar?
some compliments.
Wait, hold
from
on,
the
hold on.
chat.
You just
I just wanted to make the calendar.
he just
bro.
wants to do it for the calendar.
I just wanted the
He
compliments.
didn't even know they get
I just wanted
paid.
the calendar compliments. I was like, I thought I get to climb ladders and fucking.
How much do I got to pay to get on the calendar?
The chat loves you guys both.
Tell us who it is. I want to meet the audience, man. Tell
Okay,
us.
I
Yeah,
think it was
as long as it's nothing remarkably racist.
Well, I mean, it's all touch and go with these guys. I can't tell you what they're gonna say a minute from now. But Crackpot Whisperer says that he would love for Mickey to train him in MMA, and then Gerard can be his life coach.
That's kinda
if you're
what
in
we
the
got
area,
going
go
on
to
here.
Gracie, New Jersey.
Well,
Gracie, New Jersey.
just goes to show you what a bad capitalist Mickey is. He has a whole OnlyFans where he teaches people MMA.
That is true. my whole OnlyFans is subscribe to my OnlyFans and you'll get to learn some sick fucking fighting moves.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you learn how to fuck someone up.
I will say you are a good coach. You're an attentive coach. We should get Dante on to talk about, but you are a very good coach. You've helped me out in a couple times where I've been on the mats. You're good at seeing what
Yeah.
the person's trying to do
Mm-hmm.
and being like, all right, well, how much you do this little guy here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
I was taught by the best, man. David Adif. He's gonna come on soon.
I'm
I was
excited.
actually thinking about I was gonna try and get him on today, but we'll get him on soon.
Yeah,
Introduce him and Omri,
yeah.
my two Israeli pals.
Yeah, that feels borderline racist. Nick.
Chaim.
You say that feels borderline racist?
Yeah, if I was black, would be oh, you got to meet my other black friend.
Well,
So
true. Good point.
Since I got to talk about minor league baseball, I will say this. Every Dominican is best friends with every Dominican. Every Venezuelan is best friends with every Venezuelan. Whether they knew each other or not, they can see them
Yeah, I
from
just
across
figured
the
they come in
diamond.
here and start speaking
Oh!
Hebrew to each other. And
¿Qué pasó, amigo?
Yeah, you know what I
Por
mean?
la
I
calle.
thought I was doing a guy a solid, a little
Yeah.
taste of home. You know,
I'm not saying that won't
I'm a racist.
happen. I just don't like that it's the immediate assumption.
All right.
It's funny. It's funny that Mickey's the racist, but I'm the one that's like, 2 Israelis in the same room?
I'm like, it's a party. L'chaim. What do we got next?
Nah, he quit.
Yeah, I'm quit. Like, I'm racist now.
I didn't cut the tip off my dick for this bullshit.
This is a question we had left over from the other episode that I didn't get the chance to ask Mick.
Who's it from, Omri? For
This is
fuck's
from-
sake.
This is from the last episode. I
You
don't
know-
remember who.
And
it was from.
eventually, what's the number of subscribers? And we do call-ins. You're gonna be busy over there having
Yeah.
to monitor these calls, but
Yeah, Collins would
if
be
people
way
don't come
better.
on and say the
Yeah,
N-word,
call-
I'm gonna
yeah,
be pissed.
yeah.
But anyway, what's
The question would be if a legal fighting championship with steroids opened up, would you join it?
well, I've never taken steroids.
Of course.
I think. I mean, I don't know, bro.
Isn't that basic-
they'd have to be they'd have to be paying like some real crazy money. I haven't. I gotta. I mean, there's a lot of research out there on why some of that shit could be good for you and why it couldn't. What you were gonna say, isn't that basically what pride? Yeah, it was incentivized
Isn't it basically pride?
allegedly to take stuff.
Some of those guys looked unreal.
Yeah, bro. I mean, a lot of them were juicing.
The
What-
Pride
I can't say I
contract
would.
specifically
Like, I-
said
What'd you say?
It lists the Pride contract specifically lists the list of drugs they won't be testing for.
Get out of here.
And yes,
Yes,
and
that's-
they
that's-
include.
You should not take steroids, especially these 6 we're not going to test for.
Yeah.
They include steroids and cocaine too. They were like, you shouldn't do cocaine, but we're not going to test you for cocaine.
Yeah, that's funny. I can't say that I would, but I can't say that I wouldn't, but I don't want to take that shit. I think I still kind of think steroids are for pussies. You know what I mean? That old fucking like
Cancer patients
Yeah,
take
let's-
steroids, Mick.
let's-
You think
let's
cancer
fucking-
patients are pussies?
why you got cancer, bro?
What's up?
Nah,
What's up with your immune
it's
system,
just
dog?
Like, yeah, man, it's a tough question because there's got to be people on it, but it's shit. As long as I've been, pretty much as long as I've been fighting professionally, I've been getting tested by USADA, where a grown man has to knock on my door. Sometimes it's 6 a.m. and it's like, hey, bro, like, I gotta go take a piss in front of him.
Can
And
they
he like looks my dick in the eye.
Can
make
they
sure
test
it's not a Wizinator.
for everything though? Can they test for GH, EPO? all these-
They're very thorough.
They're
They're
thorough.
very thorough. I think they test for all that. You got to give blood sometimes.
He's a good man.
I think
Jeffrey,
I gotta
and
say
thorough.
I think it's interesting. As a spectator, it would be fun to watch. You know what I mean? Dangerous though. Like people are getting enough fucking brain.
yeah.
Baseball
was way better with steroids. I don't know how much better.
Baseball way better. Combat sports is
UFC
a little
could
more
be.
touchy though.
I think I'd rather have you guys like have weapons.
Shut the fuck up.
That'd be better with weapons.
The fuck you mean weapons?
Like weapons, like a stick, or
Most basic weapon.
yeah, like nothing like that's like slicey
Yeah.
McDicey,
That's what I was thinking.
but percussion.
How about
weapons?
guns, bro?
Nah.
Yeah, just watch some paintballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my answer. I hate to kind of be a fence
Yes.
sitter.
Yes.
but,
Yes. Yes. This. Oh.
And the way people, so they use their things, then they pretty much mount the other guy, and they don't know how.
Ooh.
They don't know enough jujitsu on how to get out, and that's how the guy wins. They just start elbowing them in the helmet.
I'll tell you one
Yeah.
thing. When I first started fighting jiu-jitsu, it changed my entire worldview on history. Because you have this idea of like battles from like Braveheart and all these like, dude, historical battles with these guys wearing 100 pounds worth of fucking metal, they must have lasted 4 minutes.
Yeah, I think they took a lot of breaks.
Time out.
I think there was a lot of like
Fat guy truce. Fat guy truce.
There's a lot of truces.
Lot of
like,
truce.
Like, and they're like, all right, we're ready to do this again. 1 more minute. All right, they need 1 more minute. and
You
then
have the
we'll-
best athletes in the world boxing with
Yeah.
just 16-ounce gloves, and they're shot after like 5 3-minute rounds. Can you imagine having to march in that shit for 100 fucking miles, line
Mm-hmm.
up on a fucking hill? Like these battles must have been like,
Yeah. Battle of will, bro. That's
Battle
a
of
battle
will.
of will. Because if someone's gonna lay down and get
Look-
tired, there you go.
it's a little different when you're dying.
Yeah.
A little different when you're
Facts.
kill or be killed.
Yeah.
There's no throwing in the towel in that one.
Yeah.
But I got a feeling it's a lot sloppier and quicker than what the movies have taught us to think it is.
Yeah.
I bet it's like, well, the Romans were the best with the whistle. The Romans would strike, and then you'd go to the end of the phalanx.
And like eat like sliced oranges.
Yeah, you'd be like, okay.
And
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Have a
My
Gatorade.
turn. Yeah, boof. All right, back.
all right, go back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's somebody thought of that was fucking brilliant. They were
Smart.
like, yeah, we gotta pace these
Deal
guys.
for these guys' endurance.
Hey, I want you guys to find out so that people don't think I'm full of shit. I'm telling you, look up Mickey Mantle's doctor, and I'm pretty sure it's the same doctor as Kennedy. And they suspect, because we're talking about steroids, they suspect the Mick
Don't be talking about my namesake like that, bro.
was getting
Don't
a
be
little
talking about my
booster.
namesake. As a kid, and they'd be like Mickey Mouse. I'd be like Mickey Mantle.
Like Mickey Mantle, dog. Yeah, both sides.
Number
of the plate.
7, bro.
It's so funny. He's got one of the greatest quotes of all time too. When Jose Canseco went 40, he was like the first guy in Major League history to go 40-40. 40 home runs. Yeah. So Max Jacobson he was a German doctor too,
Yeah,
huh?
we began training Mickey Mantle.
Yeah, treating John F. Kennedy, treating Mickey Mantle. Go back up. He was a German. It was a fucking Nazi. He was a German physician. These fucking Nazis, man, and their drugs. Vitamin shots. That included amphetamine, methamphetamine, and I'm pretty sure I heard testosterone as well.
Go down to the Mickey Mantle one, please.
Mickey Mantle treatment incident. When he began treating Mickey Mantle in late September of 1961 for a case of the flu,
I remember this
Jacobson's
in the movie 61.
injection into Mantle's hip. See, case of the flu is really cool. That they're
Yeah,
like, oh, you
got
had a
a touch
case
of
of the
the flu.
It's crazy how he
Touch
had
of the flu.
Crazy how I had the flu every Friday and Saturday
Yeah.
and Sunday morning.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. He got the infection, and that's the reason why Mantle was able to. Maris was able to beat him because he ended up missing, I think, 10 games. Gotten the attention of those who knew better. It did not alert anyone Jacobson's improper practices. The failure to recognize the problem was also blamed on the reality of Mantle's lifestyle and his often being hungover or otherwise ill from alcohol abuse and a generally unhappy lifestyle. This illness
Yeah,
was
man,
seen
we were all
by
over
most-
this. Dr. Feelgood
Hell yeah.
and Hitler, the German, you know what I mean?
Purvitin,
Shit
man.
is all over the place.
Purvitin shit's wild, bro.
Yeah.
They got those Germans. They got imagine like a Nazi in a tank. That's not scary enough. Now a
No, they're
Nazi
hu- they're
in
fucking
a tent
methed out.
on fucking meth.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
Blitzkrieg!
Yeah.
Fucking insane.
Yeah.
No wonder France was like, yo, fucking, all right, just calm down. Let's take it. Calm down.
Pussies.
Fucking pussies.
What else we got? We got like
have
5
a
minutes.
question from C Dumps.
C-Dumps?
Can you tell us any of the guests you are very much looking forward to have on? And is there anyone in particular that you want to have on that we haven't had on yet?
Great
And
question.
the chat is specifically asking about, I'm probably fucking up the name, it's Bo Deedle?
Bo
Bo
Deedle.
Deedle.
Bo Deedle.
Why Bo Deedle? I'm interested to know why Bo Deedle.
We follow each other on Instagram.
We can get Bo Deedle
get Bo
tomorrow.
Deedle.
Yeah. It's Chaz's
Yeah, what are they
boy.
asking about Bo Deedle for? I fuck with Bo Deedle.
They just repeatedly are asking for him.
For real?
specifically,
All right, shit.
by name.
Shit,
Let's
I
get him
love
on
it.
then. We'll get him on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as,
let us know who y'all want to see. Shoot us messages on like Instagram,
As
whatever,
the
and we'll
great-
make that shit happen.
Elon Musk says, Vox Populi. Whatever the people want, they get,
Yeah,
baby.
let's go. But who are some people we got? We got the formerly known as Enzo Amore,
Enzo Amore.
professional wrestler coming on. Who we got? We got down in Florida. You said we got Rashad Evans.
Rashad Evans. If people want Greg Hardy, we get Greg Hardy. I'm hoping.
And I know the guy he's fighting. That would be kind of fun if we got both of them on.
I would-
The bare knuckle. He's fighting Josh Watson.
I'd love to talk to your boy Chandler.
Get
Love
Michael
to talk to
Chandler
your boy
on.
Chandler.
Talk about the tough.
Yep.
I want to get Jared Gordon on. Talk some of his stuff. How he got robbed when he beat Patty Pimblett.
He beat Patty Pimblett.
For sure. But he also has got a great story with his sobriety.
Yep.
And he's a big Sopranos fan like myself. We could talk some Sopranos.
People
We're gonna do
don't-
some Sopranos trivia.
People don't know this, but we're gonna get Billy and Bobby on proper.
Billy and Bobby.
Billy and Bobby on
yeah,
proper.
we got to get them on proper.
before Ultra. Billy and Bobby
When's
on
that?
proper. I don't know. Tortuga's coming up though, and I'm pretty excited for that.
Tartufo?
We're gonna have the Spice King on. Y'all don't know about the Spice King, but excited for the Spice King. Catherine Narducci.
Yeah.
Catherine Narducci for those that are fans of The Sopranos. I don't know who else. Who do people want? I am very interested in Jordan Peterson. I would love to talk with Jordan Peterson. He's a guy I'm very interested in. I think
Johnny Russo again.
Johnny Russo would be a very, very interesting guy.
But shit, we'll reach out to Bo Deedle.
You know what, guys? This is going to sound like such bullshit, but Mick and I have had this conversation. There's a bunch of people that are like either famous or on the periphery of fame that you know we've kind of known and gotten to know. There's things that they can't say. They're not very interesting people. Like we can go.
We want the people who are prepared to talk the real shit.
Yeah,
and if they're
man.
not trying to talk the real shit, it's like,
I would-
sorry, like we love you, but
Love you.
Well, you know, we could talk about the fake shit we can talk about the real shit off camera, but
Yeah.
can't come on the podcast
Like-
if you're not trying to talk some real shit.
Go watch The View. You know, go watch mainstream media. You come for Slick and Thick because we're talking about shit you want to hear that you're not hearing anywhere else. You know, I guarantee you there's not a single other place on any radio or TV station today that's telling you that Mickey Mantle was getting shot in the ass with amphetamines. It's just not happening. That's why you come to Slick and Thick. You come to Slick and Thick because we talk about real life shit. And I don't want to work PR for some rich and famous person. Hey, tell me about your upcoming book. I don't give a fuck. You know, and it's cool, and I love the clout. I'm a big clout chaser. But I don't give a shit. I don't want to speak for Mick, but I would rather talk to a Billy fucking D every day of the week.
For
You know?
sure. Billy, someone who if you try and follow him on Instagram, probably gonna block
I'm
you.
gonna tell you no.
He's gonna be like, nope,
But
denied. But he's got a real story.
I
and
learned
he's gonna talk that real
more
shit.
about myself from talking to him.
Yeah.
You know, I saw mistakes I made and mistakes that he made, and I felt gratitude for my father in how his father failed him. I came away with a better perspective of life from that conversation. That's what this interests me.
Yeah.
You know, and like, yeah, look, you guys want famous people, we want famous people too. It's cool, but at the same time, man, like, fuck, this is Mickey fucking G, bro. Like, just cool people with cool stories. That's the shit that interests me.
Yeah.
Like, talk to me. Like Jared Gordon, I want to hear about Jared Gordon.
Yeah.
I want to hear about the Patty Pimblett fight, of course, but I want to hear how he got there, because the story you told me is nuts.
Brother. Yeah, crazy story.
Nuts.
Overcame a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
I'd love to talk to Michael Chandler, but I'd love to talk to Jorge Masvidal fucking too. Masvidal's story to me is nuts.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to talk about that shit. I'd love to talk fucking, Peterson. Everybody in the world talks about Peterson. I would talk to Jordan Peterson about nothing anybody's ever talked to him about before.
Yeah?
I don't give a shit about all this. It's been beaten to death.
Sure.
Talk to me about young Jordan Peterson, who was the alcoholic, hockey-playing fucking roughneck. And how the hell did that guy become the foremost fucking intellectual of our time?
Yeah.
You know, how that interests me. You know, like that. Tell me, I want to know about the person, and I want to know what I can learn about life from this person. I like being around high-level people, high-level thinkers people that have achieved, people that have redeemed.
Thank you.
People that have redeemed themselves. Right. That's kind of what this is about. You know. And if we have a few listeners, if you listen to our episode and we make you laugh once, we make you think once, and we give you some knowledge that you never had before, we did our fucking job. And now you do your job and help us fucking grow by sharing it, motherfuckers.
Fucking A. What else we got? I'm going to hit one more and be done here.
The biggest question is, would you
Who's it from, Omri? Unbelievable.
It's from C-Dumps again.
C-Dubs.
And
All
D
right.
Kush. We're just having some names that they want to see on the podcast. Also, Jorge is asking if you know any people that are not Italian.
This Jorge?
I'm Irish, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm a fucking mutt.
This is that reverse racism.
Do we know
that's
people
become-
who are not
this-
Italian? Why? Is Bo Dietl Italian?
This is the reverse
He's not.
racism that's become so pervasive in today's society. All white people look the same. What is it? Saturday Night Live, for crying out loud? Calm down.
So that was a question from this Jorge or from?
We can't finish on that. Give us another
give
one.
us one from the chat. Do we know people?
How soon can you have Cowboy
From
Cerrone
Jersey.
on the podcast?
Oh, dude, I would love
from
Cerrone.
Jersey? Oh, Cowboy.
That'd
Yeah.
be dope.
Yeah, if we could pin his ass down, bro. One thing I love about Cowboy lives a fucking life,
Yeah.
bro. He's like, I think he's like, like constantly bored, so he's constantly having like he like can't sit still, which is great because I'm kind of like that too. So we'll be going and play ultimate frisbee. They'll be going and these motherfuckers like riding bikes in the woods. I don't like that.
Does he play pickleball?
I don't know. I bet he'd get into pickleball though. He'd be down for it all. But yeah, I had a good time with that. And that guy showed me like, because a lot of times I would be like, train, all right, go back home and rest. Train, go back home and rest, which I get too. Like that's go eat, sleep, train. But like he goes out and lives a fucking life like all the time. So I really admired that, like spending some time with him. And he'd be another great guest. Oh, but Cerrone Italian.
The Don.
Yeah.
The Don.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because he wears a cowboy hat, it just goes to show you
Yeah,
the reverse
fucking-
racism of Jorge, who has less pigmentation than either of us, mind you. Just because you speak in the formal usted doesn't make you a Caucasian. All right there, Jorge?
All right, Big G, let's take him out.
Guys, this has been Slick and Thick, our second live episode. If you like us live, let us know. Maybe we'll continue doing them. If not, we'll go back to the pre-recordings. But thank you to everybody that listened. Love you to death. If you listened and you want to subscribe, use the code SNT. You get one free week, my friends. And do us a favor. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share it if you liked it, all right? Check out our YouTube channel, Slick and Thick on YouTube. Subscribe. We put out all our clips on there as well.
Yeah, subscribe, and we're going to do some incentives when we start hitting those numbers.
Yep.
We're gonna we'll do different things. We'll put something out soon. But yeah, Gerard just said it today. He's gonna take a fucking amateur fight. Yeah, we'll have him fighting out in Pennsylvania.
I like it.
Get a fucking amateur fight for the big boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll all come
do
out
it.
there and watch him.
I like it.
But yeah, we'll do a lot more other incentives for the people who subscribe to the YouTube.
Sounds good to me, man. For the one, the only, the great Slick Mick the Ruler, I am Gerard Michaels. For Amre and Jorge, this has been Gas Digital. Love y'all. See y'all on Friday.
Peace.